Hey y'all, happy Monday. We have a few notes to add to our list, so I figured we'd start out the week getting our notes situated just to make sure we have the full complete story wrapped up as much as possible. We have the whiteboard to tend with, which I did order a new one, but we've got a few members that we need to add to it today. And then we've got a few things to look at how people are attempting to spin this recent situation, and we're going to talk about that. How is everybody today? What y'all up to? Sorry, I was doing something else. Hey, truly a beach. Keep grinding up. Sexy, wild thing, McLovin, freaking baby face claws, doohickey. Jaded, Clue, Rondi, Carla. I already know who the dog handler is, but I don't intend on doxing her. There's no need. Like, she's a fake. Hey, Thor. Thor, were you causing issues in chats today? Cherokee girl. Penny, for your thoughts. I heard you getting called Chris Proudfoot again. Revival. Josh B. Chico. Terry. Oh, you're talking to Chico. Okay. Or you take Chico. APRN. Hello. Hey, Janice. Hey, Aries. Rapunzel. Heather Dawn. Meg. Music City Mom. Sue Ellen. So fucking crazy. Perry. My eyes don't go cross by the time we're at the bottom. Hey, Trish. Malicious. That's always the weirdest thing. I'm like, Melissa Jade. Kimber. Nicole, Running Bear. Do. Ava, Auntie M, Lila Polly, Rainy Days, Liz H, Butterfly 71, I Am Groat, Keep Grinding Up Again, Sheila, Miss Brittany, Jen Rebel, Jill. You guys are getting a little fast for me. Laura, Am. I did my intro. I made it myself. I can edit when I decide to. In fact, I have the cutest video. My little one edited a video for me for Mother's Day. It's the cutest freaking thing ever. I'm debating whether I show you guys or not. Hey, Sammy. Back after a hiatus. Hiatuses are good sometimes. Well, hopefully it's not for something major. Hey, Sky. Hey, Sudie. Sparrow. Chapped. Sheila. Selena. Goodness, you guys are deep in here today. Gray Pearl. Heather. Okay. Cotton Candy. Tina, it's almost getting to the point where I can't do this. Hey, Taylor. Hey, Punky. Nature Rocks. Let's be honest. Easterling. I love it. Makes you guys chat, though. Moonchild. Little Polly again. Angel. Shama. Peppermint Tea. Always Me 69. Chica. So fucking thank you for becoming a member. Oh, I need to do that. LA 326. Jennifer Lynn. Andy C. Gray Pearl. Linda's Island. Hey, right spot. We like islands. Tony, Jujubee, Peekaboo. You guys are getting me. KCG, Giselle, stop talking. I'm just joking. Robin. Oh, it's not. Melissa Jade, I use a Dyson and it it does the work. KM chats, Kendra. Hey, Bo. Hey, Annie, Jen, the happy melancholist. It's okay, happy melancholist. We're going to discuss some stuff, so you might want to hold on that apology because I just realized there's been a lot of shit talking going on, and I showed. Anyways, we'll get into that in a minute. But you can hold on the apology because you might not want to. You might not want to say that because I have a feeling I'm going to probably piss some of you off. Just a mom is all. MK, Mama Bear. Touch grass. Missy's Angels. Okay, you guys, I'm trying and you guys are beating me today. Did I get it, Rainbow Mom? I got it. I got it all the way through. Okay, first and foremost, what we're going to do is I'm going to go over here right quick. I got some memberships, or I should have some memberships to hand out. Ooh, I don't want to hear myself talk. Let me see. Ooh. Oh, I do. Looky here, looky here. We're gonna drop some memberships right quick. We have I have 10 memberships to gift out. So whoever gets them, thank you for being here. If you're new here, there you go. I got a few of you. Okay. All righty, done with that. Okay, so let's chat for a minute. I cleared our whiteboard off, so we got to fill the whiteboard up again. I ordered a new one. I ordered us a new one that's going to sit behind me. Where do I see that? So if your account's a branded account, you won't have it, but you go to, like when you're on StreamYard, you go to your main YouTube, just like you're a viewer, into the membership gifting, like anybody else's channel, you hit the membership gifting and it pops up as long as your account's not a branded account. So if you have a branded account, you don't have it. Thank you for becoming a member again. So fucking, but you should have, depending on how many subs you have every month, you should have like 5 to 10. I ordered us a bigger whiteboard, y'all. Hey, CK. Okay, so we're going to fill this out right quick because we got some new names to add to this. And then we're going to do our notes because we all learned some new things. She did edit her video out, which I don't blame her for doing, which I didn't need it to begin with because Steph's a fraud. But a couple things that I need to discuss. I don't care if people don't like me or not. Don't try to discredit the fact that I fucking called that shit with my island and had been for days on end before all of this came out. All of you that are like, we had no idea. Bullshit. Bullshit, because of the writing was on the wall. You could have followed the story like the rest of us. I knew days ago. I clue we're gonna still add her, but then we gotta X them out. We're gonna have to have a whole. That's why we have to have one behind us that like we have one side that goes on. It's so weird to me though. Like people are like, well, and I'm gonna show you what I'm talking about. I'm gonna show you. I don't give a shit if you don't like me. That's not why I'm here. I'm not here for any of you to like me. I'm here to show you how I do this stuff, how common sense should work for so many people. And the only reason why I'm not trying to pat myself on the back, I want you guys to start thinking about these ways. How I go about trying to debunk something is I work myself backwards. So if I have a theory, I work to disprove my theory. I don't work to prove my theory. I work to disprove it. So I try to round up everything that would instantly set that off. I take notes. I'm like a little ridiculous person with the notebook all the time. I pick up on random details. I had been listening. If you listen to these people, and I do have a photographic memory, and sometimes it's a blessing and a curse because I'll see things and then I'm like, wait a second, I saw something over there. So when I gave you guys the opportunity last week, you guys picked because many of you had been hearing the same things. It's not that I'm smarter than any of you. That is not the case, or these other creators, but I'm so sick of getting like pissed on because they can't admit that they were wrong. And instead of just admitting, yeah, Becky got us again. And it's not just me. It's my whole entire island of people that figure this shit out. They hear stuff. But you will never try to continue to discredit me because of your fucking dislike on a personal level over drama. It's disgusting. It's childish. It's immature. I don't like to be proven right in these situations. There's a 15-year-old child who is missing. Do you understand that? This isn't a fucking pat on the back for anybody. This is disgusting that people behave this way, that we even have to debunk it. And if I hear one more time, Amy, Brittany Joe or Brittany J's Amy. Why did I give her my middle name? Anyways, Brittany, you might want to get your buddy Amy in check, because until she can prove that I've accepted money from Chris Proudfoot, a single dime, mind you, even communicated with the man, you're going to need to put some proof where your mouth is, Amy, because running around to all these chats saying that I'm being paid and that I somehow set this up, y'all, you're barking up the wrong fucking tree. And Tony, you're welcome. Tony and Seth, you're welcome. I did your job too. Chloe, Heather, I did your job vetting the shit that all of you should have. And Jules, we're going to talk about you too. So if you're here, again, nothing personal, but I just have to say what it is. Clue, thank you for what you did for Katie yesterday. Katie, I can't even understand if you saw Slimy World stuff. It's so gross. Oh yeah, I'm a paid performer. Okay, let's add people back to the list. So we have Seth. Oh, let's pick a different color than green. I found some of my markers. I ordered new markers in a bigger whiteboard that's on wheels, and it's got two sides. Let's use black. Seth. So we got Seth over here. We got JLR is definitely Team Seth, who has Magnolia. Okay, we're not going to forget her. Then we've got Trev Time. And again, you guys will understand in time why he is a bigger picture piece of this puzzle than what many of you even realize right now. And I hate this so bad, but it is what it is. Chloe, the PI. Then we've got Brothers Underwater. I'm going to show you guys in a minute what I'm doing. I'm just writing it down. Pretty soon we'll get to have like class with the whiteboard behind me. Brothers Underwater, Narked, CJ the Clown. CJ, you and your little veiled threats, you might want to make good on them pretty soon, because you're starting to look like a little bitch boy. You are making threats. Oh, I'll get what's coming to me. Oh, really? What's coming to me? The fact that I can continue to call you out and prove that you're a liar, McLiarson. Dumbasses. I'm so sick of this shit, though. Like, these people. We're going to look at Brooks from today, too. Brooks, the lab. It has been confirmed 100%. Seth's mom, she's still on the team so far. I don't know how that's going to work out, but we'll watch it. Tony the tame tiger. Justin on TikTok. Steph is still getting a seat at theirs, and so is Jules. Jules has been confirmed to be a member of Seth's team by Tony. So you've got Chris and Katie still working with law enforcement. Again, we can put our MLM here. By the way, Clue, if you're still in here, Duchess and I decided we need to do like a skit. You were talking about it too. We need to go live and explain our downline and give everybody the details. We were laughing. You got to laugh at this point. Otherwise, all you can do is cry. Okay, so let's go over the whiteboard again. Thank you, Angel, for becoming a member. We've got Seth up here. Seth, one of the first creators on the ground, JLR. Oh, we got to put Dolly over here in the little corner, though. Little Dolly. Dolly over here doesn't really belong anywhere, but he belongs all over the place. So does AB. You got Dolly and AB that don't really have a home, but they're in the middle of everything. Okay. Trev Time brought in Nina to do the interview because Seth hooked that up. Chloe was the PI who just stepped out as of today. So we're going to add what? May 13th, 24. She's X out. And I'll change the colors in a minute. Brothers Underwater Recovery. I'll go back and find the date that he got explained. This is the RSO that was out there searching for Sebastian that was brought in by Chloe. We have Narked Divers, who was associated with Brothers Underwater Recovery, who is actually a decent guy, but these two had a confrontation at a gas station, almost came to blows. The cops came. CJ still out here slinging his 150 PPP everywhere, but nobody cares. T-Rev757 and his bullshit BS. Pascal, who is bringing Seth on tonight for another shit show and release of private information on his son because Seth has no concern or care about the private information of his minor child anymore. Heather, the PI, we got to put PI by her too. She tapped out too. I got to get dates on some of these guys. Heather, the PI. Then you've got Terry Lynn, who Terry Lynn and Jules are associated also, by the way, because in one of the interviews that Jules did, she talked about how her dog was just going to jump in Terry Lynn's bed. So they're obviously connected. Then you've got Brooks from Crime Lines and Lies, who did the fake interview with the neighbor and still won't come off it. Then you got Josh, who released and held on to and released the phone call with Chris Proudfoot when he was telling Chloe off, rightfully so. Then you've got Seth's mom, who is out here just getting hammered by everybody and their dog. And at the end of the day, she's still a grandmother that has her grandson missing and nobody cares. Tony out here just causing the shit. Tony, are you helping finding missing kids or the attention you're getting from TikTokers? Just a question, because TikTok's far from professional and it's far from factual information, especially in the true crime arena. So you would think you would platform yourself in somewhere with integrity, but it seems you like the attention. Anyways, then we've got Justin on TikTok. Then we've got Steph, the fake dog handler. And then we got Jules, who is definitely a part of this team. Whether you like it or not, Jules herself knows she's a part of the team. Tony confirmed it last night. So we've got these additional people that we need to put in here. We've got just messy creators. Now, these aren't necessarily a part of anybody's team. They're just kind of the people who cause shit. You've got slimy, frown face. That's slimy right there with the frowny face and the little tuft on her hair. Thank you, Lucky. Oh, thank you so much for my bigger whiteboard fun. Then you've got Justin from Clutch's, whatever. I'll be nice. Whose mod has been bothering people. So they're not really a part of it. You've got Brittany spreading misinformation and rumors. We've got AB and Dolly up here. Who else is there? Oh my gosh, there's so many, you guys. Charlie, we can put with Terry again. We'll put Charlie down here with the locals. Yeah, Terry's on there. But these people don't really have a group in this. These are just messy assholes that try to get information and run interference because they're connected with one of these people. That's kind of it. J for Justice, we can add her to that. J for Justice. Who else do you guys want to add on there? Pascal is in the main list. We got J for Justice on there. Yep, we've got Charlie down here with BHB. Yep, we can add BHB to this part too. Y'all, there's so many. Oh, there's a huge shout out that I want to give. Michelle After Dark. Some of the stuff is questionable that I've seen, and just my personal opinion. But she did a video Sunday morning, brought out and talked about it from the dog handler perspective and how she knew. Yeah, Sweet Tea, he's on a list on his own. 1111. Those people aren't really associated. I'm trying to get the people who are directly associated. We could associate everybody on here with some. Yeah, I'm going to have to. She did a great video breaking down the dog sense, though. If you want to watch it, please do. There's only been a couple, and I'm iffy on stuff, but that information was amazing to hear from a dog trainer's perspective and somebody that knows. Oh, yeah, Lolly is definitely over here too, but she associates with Slimy and Justin. She's one of the ones that's been going around telling everybody to call the mayor's office. Yep, Heather's right here. Heather, the PI, is right here. Britt's on here too. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff. Well, basically all of these people are kind of on the true crime. She's on another list. She's just a mess. But these people are like directly running misinformation, connected to somebody over here that funnels the information down kind of thing. Do you guys get that? We need a bigger one so I can show you guys, like, look, this person funnels to here because they talk about it too. Right. The mayor who has absolutely nothing to do with this. Yeah. Yeah. Crazy. Okay. So this is where we're at. So we added Jules and Steph, and we kind of got a little side thing. And then we got these two little rogue men over here, Dolly and AB, who don't really belong anywhere, but they belong. And then we've got Chris and Katie, who have worked with law enforcement. Isn't that shocking? I mean, okay. Okay, so let's talk about let's move on from that for a minute. Let's talk about what we learned about Steph. We know she can make potato salad. So we got to add potato salad maker to the list, and I need a new piece of paper. All right. Let's see if this marker works. That one's not going to do very good. I need new markers. All right. Here's we're continuing on our notes. So she likes potato salad. What else did you learn from her interview with, oh my gosh, you guys are so sweet. Hold on. You guys are lucky again. Thank you. Clue, thank you. Paint the damn wall. I might have to have Kyle just do that. Carla, thank you so much. You guys are so sweet. All of you, thank you. This is wild, y'all. Just freaking ridiculously wild. Like, oh, here, let me play a song for you guys.
All the bad bitches work. He like when I brought that.
Thank you again for the super chats. Okay, here we go. Her dogs from a Chewy. Yeah, Chewy. Chewy. Her dogs are models. Chewy ad models. She's a potato salad maker. We knew she loved Elvis. She obviously likes to drink. She's got a lot of husbands. They broke, but they chartered a plane. Did you guys learn anything new from Jay's interview? She cries a lot. She got Botox. Her lip got bit off. She had Botox. I don't know why she brought that up. In the Watts video, she said she could smell death. We knew that. She's an ER nurse. With pineapples. Nancy Grace is not on the list, but she could be. Yep, Chloe the PI is on that list. We did not see the potato salad. I think I'm good without seeing. Okay, here, let's do a recap right quick. Let's recap of where we are, because some of you are like, oh, wait, here. We've got a lot of notes. Okay, let me tell you where we're at so far. So this is about Steph, the phony dog handler. It is called The Calling. Sad but true, because remember, this is her calling. Sad but true. She's just a girl with a heart. Steph is from Newport Beach, California, or so she claims. She claims she's a dog handler. Well, her husband's a dog handler. He's also a private investigator. Well, he's not really a private investigator. She backtracked on that. But he's been in law enforcement for 45 years. However, he's only 60 years old. All of you people saying that you didn't know. Is it that hard to math? She said that so many times. He's 60 years old, been in law enforcement for 45 years. Instantly, when you put numbers like that, 15 years old, who starts working in law enforcement at 15, people? Okay, anyways. Supposedly, they have 4 Bloodhounds, 4 Shar-Peis. They flew a private plane from California to Tennessee. They're also drone pilots. The TBI cleared them. Her husband is 6'5", 380 pounds. He's just big bones. But last time he was weighed, it was with all of his gear on. They also own a software company. However, she has a lot of technical difficulties. Her husband, well, we'll add that at the end. Supposedly, the threat started on May 6th because that's when they flew down there. But then after getting addressed about that, then she switched it up. So she was down there within the first 2 weeks of Sebastian being missing. She is 52 years old. Her birthday is May 17th. Her daughter is in plastic surgery. She's got 2 grandbabies who are really technically inclined, but she's not. They flew out of John Wayne Airport on that private plane, but they're broke. They offer their services for free. She was an ER trauma nurse for 24 years. They also own a tow company. Her husband is such a big deal in law enforcement. He typically only works with like cartel and RICO type stuff, but he also got to meet the Night Stalker, Richard Ramirez. Charles Manson and him are like, buddies. They just have a hand bump gesture thing going on. And he also is such a big deal that he flew to Colorado with El Chapo. El Chapo. What? 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 She's threatened. She's stalked. She got traced around and by black SUVs, followed around by black SUVs. The dogs were threatened. She didn't ask for money. Their software company focuses on security and law enforcement. They stayed in a hotel while they were down there. She cries a lot. She had to take time off. We're not sure if it was the tow company, the software company, her nursing job, her husband's law enforcement career, the PI thing that he's not really a PI because it's conflict of interest. Her house is locked up like Fort Knox. Don't even try to get in there. It's wired for sound. Her Instagram is her, but it says she's an MUA. She drives a lot, likes to talk a lot about California freeways. She watches YouTube in flight on the private jet. Then she brought up Huntington Beach. She's a CJ fangirl, which instantly should have been a big red flag to anybody. And what else did we forget? She's Catholic. She's going to need all those confessional hours. She also likes to make potato salad and go shopping. She also has dogs that have been Chewy ad models, even though they're not her dogs. We're just going along with the story, okay? Her lip also got bit off. Thank God her daughter's a plastic surgeon, so she could put it right back on. She also likes to get Botox. Again, family discount. No shade there. Again, this is called The Calling. Sad but true. Want to hear some more of the shit that she said? I got some of it saved. You guys want to hear it? Should we go over and listen to what Jay edited that video out? I mean, I can't say as though I blame her because it is embarrassing and she can't quite take credit for the fact that she screwed up. She's attempting to blame other people for her mishap, which seems pretty typical out here. People don't like to take accountability. Okay.
Can you hear me? A little delay. That's interesting. Okay, volume and sound.
Actually, hold on. Let me just do this. Let me edit it and just drop it on here. Because she took this part out, but I have it. Let me just airdrop it to myself really quick. So then you guys can just laugh with me. We can laugh together.
Okay. That's amazing ladies up here. This is Steph. This is the other canine handler that is.
Okay. Here we go. She's a plant. Yeah. Okay. That's what we're going to go look. I want to show you guys some of this. Jay is live, but in true nonsense fashion, I genuinely don't care. I want you to hear what she had to say about this before. This is all under fair use. This is based on the crap that they put out here this weekend. So we're just going to listen to like the first 10 minutes so you guys can hear exactly what she says and what she is telling you this is about.
Monday and Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And Wonderful Wednesdays is 7 p.m. We take call-ins. So welcome back. If you are coming back for another stream, I thank you. And thank you for spending your time on my channel with me. If you're replaying, let us know what you think in the comments, right?
You don't want me to.
Comment section, speaking of that, blew up after the last live.
Wonder why.
Let's talk about the elephant in the room for just a moment.
Let's talk about that.
And then we're going to move on to some real updates that are going on in this case. So we had this Steph person on, and this is the last time I'm gonna say her name because really this Fruit Loop does not deserve the attention that y'all are giving her. And I don't mean y'all as in
No, y'all, you mean me.
y'all in the chat, but overall, she really doesn't deserve any attention.
She didn't to begin with, and you having a platform the size of what you do, over 100K, should have used some common sense here.
Or her picture on any thumbnails. However, it is important.
It's actually important to get the facts out here of how much you're trying to distance yourself from the mess that you helped create.
To differentiate Jules from the fake. And I think that
and unfortunately, as much as Jules is 100% legit, I'm not going to overlook the fact that I said from jump, even to Jules when she was in here, that she was walking into hell. She knew exactly what she was going into. She was warned. She knew beforehand that this bitch was fabricating stuff. I told her verbatim that she was using things when she was in my live. She just thought I was just this blonde making up shit, obviously, and decided to continue on with it. It is here nor there, but you can't say you weren't warned because everyone in the comment section told you the same thing I was telling you.
Everyone has done an awesome job on YouTube and TikTok alike, from what I've seen, in saying, you know, she's not affiliated with her. Jules is the real deal. I mean, it kind of goes without saying.
Truthfully, we don't owe Jules anything. We don't owe her credibility anything. In fact, I went above and beyond to try and help her avoid a dangerous situation that could put her credibility into. And all I've gotten is a whole lot of asshole-ish behavior and people not correcting people like this and saying, no, actually, I was warned. I was warned. I was told flat out. I sat there and listened to the entire thing. I knew she was a liar, but I decided I still wanted to get my name out here.
I think that if you watched the stream, you got a feel for what this lady really was and what she wasn't.
You could get the feel from that off of the first interview that anybody watched.
Before it even came out that those pictures were stolen from other websites and such. So,
I want you guys to hear this twist and turn that she does.
I watched Tony on TikTok last night, and I've got some clips for you guys to go over. And they also talked about, you know, Jules and the difference between Jules and this fake.
Jules is part of Seth's team, and we're going to listen to that. Seth and Tony calls Jules Seth girl. Now we know, and once this gets all loaded up, I should have done this beforehand. Sorry. I wasn't going to play it, but it's actually, for those of you that didn't see this, now that it's edited out, it's actually really interesting how many lies she tells right on panel. Like, I don't know what she was thinking. I don't know how she thought she was going to spin out of this, but it looks to me she thought she had built in herself like a security blanket with these bigger creators who were just going to shut all of the rest of us up and not have any credibility. They were going to try to, I don't know what they were thinking here by doing all this, but
Jules is 100% on board with Team Sebastian still.
Team Seth still.
I thought she was awesome for volunteering her time until I found out she was faking. So let's get this straight, right?
Yeah.
So everyone thinks I should have.
Let's get this straight.
Vetted her better. Now, I take constructive criticism well. I try to, anyways. It's difficult sometimes. I mean, for everybody. But I did. I sat back and I reflected on this yesterday. I didn't go live. I didn't knee-jerk reaction after this. But when I realized that she was fake, I did, after the live, make that announcement. I didn't wait.
You should have announced it while you were live. You knew because people that you trust were messaging you. That's why you shut your camera off numerous times. You even said that what the chat was saying and what they were sending you about the fake pictures. So you can't avoid the fact that you already knew what was going on. You 100% were aware during your live stream, and you continue to let 2,000 people be convinced that this woman was legit and that she was trashing Chris Proudfoot and Katie and poor her and yada, yada, yada. You allowed that.
I didn't do it on purpose. I mean, people are saying some outlandish things. So this lady had texted me on the Google Voice.
It's always interesting to me that there's zero accountability in this. It's everybody else's fault but hers. Just wait for the spin.
After calling in. Now, a lot of call-ins entertained her as well, right? I mean, she called in on mine, she called in on T-Rev, she called in on Brittany. I don't know how many others.
Dolly,
but nobody.
She called in on Dolly also, and it was the second time she was on your channel.
And let's delete things that are putting Jules in the same sentence as fake. Lucy, that's you. No, she's not. I just made it abundantly clear.
And you trying to distance Jules, unfortunately, no matter what anybody wants to say, Jules walked herself right into that full knowing. I can't feel bad for her anymore. Sorry. I've been as respectful, kind, overly kind, but I'm about fucking fed up with the bullshit narrative that now I work for Chris Proudfoot. There's money being exchanged, all of this shit. Not going to happen. She doesn't say that. Her chat does, though.
That Jules is the real deal. So let's not put that shiz in chat. Okay. So anyways, she had hit me up after she called in on the panel on the Google Voice.
Listen to
and she showed me pictures of her family, her daughter, her grandkids.
Should have been red flags, because what you should have seen was credentials for dogs, her dog pictures, things like that, that would have actually legitimized what she claims she's doing. Now, the big picture here that I think people are missing, this isn't about my dislike for these creators. I'm an equal opportunity hater. I don't like any of these creators. When you lie like this with such ease and then take no accountability, I got no use for you. Period. Point blank, end of story. It is what it is. Sorry. But what I don't like here is the fact that instead of taking accountability, they try to spin it onto the family of a missing child. They try to spin it onto everybody else. And instead of just saying, I'm sorry, this really could hinder a case.
Her house, her security cameras, her driveway, her kitchen, her dogs, and herself.
And you should have right then and there said, this is fishy. These look like stock photos. Why is she sending me everything but simple, basic things that would prove? This harms organizations, actual search organizations. This harms people who don't come on YouTube to make a name for themselves, that do this out of the goodness of their heart and really attempt to help. The real professionals, this shit harms, because there's so many people that need help, but there's so many people that are fraudulent, insert themselves, grift off of situations. This hurts victims long term.
Now, I don't know how I'm supposed to vet if that's her or not.
That I'm so sick of this shit too. Her full fucking name. If you listen to the interviews that she gave, she said flat out that she followed CJ on Instagram. If you went to CJ's Instagram and found Steph, you would see that that name matched up with the name that she used in her little StreamYard box. Then if you go and you take it a little bit further and go look for that name in that area that she claimed with those credentials that she supposedly claimed, you would know. Again, it's not hard to do this. And as a creator, we have a duty to be ethical with your platform, in my opinion, but most of these people we know don't work that way.
Because I asked her, do you have any public social media? And she said, no, mine's all full of my family. We don't advertise the services. You think I'm going to sit there and argue with her?
You could have asked a simple question. So how are people supposed to know about your volunteer services that you offer for free if you don't have any type of social media? Another red flag.
Secondly, when there's 2,000 people in the chat and there's a bunch of people, I mean, it's flying. I can't even see who's saying what, right? And I'm trying to, but I look over and I don't see any names of people from my team.
Ma'am, you were looking down and texting when the information started getting flooded to you.
That are backing this up. So when you take that in mind, you put yourself in the shoes of a streamer who's midstream, 2 guests on panel. Never mind that my computer was freezing up that night.
Excuses are like assholes. We all have them.
And then you've got 2,000 people in a chat that's flying, and you don't see any familiar names telling you that this, check your email, send me an email. Get one of my team. Hey, I sent Jay an email with the proof. Then I could have pulled it up.
There were so many people in the chat saying, check your email. I sent you stuff. I gave her ample time to correct it on her own on her stream before I even hit the live button.
But for those of you that think I should have taken pictures of a dog and reversed imaged it, you're out of your mind. You are out of your mind.
You're out of your mind.
If you think that everybody, before someone gets on a panel, reverse images the panel guests' fucking pictures.
You should.
I mean, YouTube,
you shouldn't have to. If they're actually professionals, you should have had the correct information to begin with. But you opted to not. So yes, do you have responsibility in checking it when you can actively see that there's problems? Yeah.
You are a tough crowd to please. That is for damn sure. And if you don't agree with me and how I did things, that's fine. That's fine. And you can tell me. You can tell me you don't agree with it. But don't shame me for something that I'm not the one that made up the lies, right? I'm not the one that came out of the woodwork and said, hey, I was in Sebastian's front yard.
Zero accountability. Zero accountability.
And I
never shamed her in that video. I'm going to. I mean, it's shameful what she did because this actually is interfering in a missing child. Like, this is a big deal. People are like, oh, it's just drama, let it go. Oh, it's no big deal. At least she's exposed. If I wouldn't have opened my fucking yap and gone through and showed you all bit by bit, we walked through it, me and my chat, these people would have never even given a shit to correct the information to begin with. She would still be on panels today. And we all know that. It took a bunch of us trying to get anything. And then the pressure of having to retract and it being already out here is the only thing that got us ahead of this. Chasing tried. She got yeeted out of there. She even sent a super chat. Everybody did. So many people attempted to get the information out. They still, zero accountability.
I just want to talk about one more thing associated with this. Yeah, YouTube is a tough crowd to please.
No, that's not true. If you have ethics and care about the families and the victims, you would vet this information before you put it out here as factual or even allow these people to smear the loved ones of a missing child. You would do your homework.
YouTuber, I guess. Leave it up to YouTube, Leave it up to
fucking YouTube.
This is like my last straw. Like every
fucking poor her. She needs a ukulele too.
Person that I meet on YouTube is the most up piece of like leave it up to YouTube.
Okay. That's from Unstoppable Morgan. Love that.
I gotta say this again. I think Jay is a stunning woman. She's beautiful, naturally beautiful. But I just have to say her giggle drives me fucking insane anymore. At first I thought I liked it. And now I'm like, no.
That's my sentiment sometimes. But let's get into one thing. Okay. So one of the things that I noticed a lot of people saying was, because I still believe that the Proud Socks are behind this with all of their shenanigans.
So she calls them the Proud Socks. So Bauer Socks and Proudfoot family. She calls them the Proud Socks. So instead of taking accountability for what the fuck she did and how she maneuvered, she is going to say that it's their fault. And by the way, y'all keep running your fucking mouths. I want it shown proof. I want to see the receipts that I have received 1 single cent from Katie or Chris. I want to see a fucking any type of text message between me and the family. I want to see I'm working for a single person. Until you can show that, y'all better shut up or come out with it. Come on. Let's see it. You don't have it. You'll never come out with it because it doesn't exist.
They're connected to people in California. It just makes sense. But for those of you that said,
it just makes sense because they lived in California and Steph claims to be from California. It just makes sense, right? So she can't vet Steph. And instead of fucking eating crow like you should and apologizing to your subs, but first and foremost, apologizing to Chris and Katie for platforming a complete dingbat that was lying to smear their name, you now are trying to blame them for it.
there's no way, and it's my job to debunk you now, because there's no way, they said,
Debunk me.
that Chris Proudfoot would allow bad things to be said about him because he's too much of a narcissist. So now I'm going to tell you why I think that Chris Proudfoot could still have been behind it, even though he is the extreme narcissist. Okay? There's actually three things you're missing in this. A, if the plan helps him, he doesn't give a damn. He's in ass saving mode. Do you guys realize that? There could be a deceased child somewhere. That's murder. That's tampering with a corpse, among other charges. Okay? This guy's not sitting back going, oh, I might get a speeding ticket. If it works for him, he doesn't care.
So she thinks that he's more concerned about charges, even though there's not even been a crime that's been committed. Yeah, this makes a whole lot of sense. And I've never even called him a narcissist. People use that word all the freaking time, like they've got something behind it. Like, are y'all okay? Are y'all okay? Seriously. This is so unbelievable. Like, what is happening to these people? They can't honestly buy this stuff anymore, that they think that they're just going to get away with this shit and get to move on over it like it's no big deal.
B, if she said something other than Chris was a prick, who would have listened to her? Who would have entertained her if she came out and said, oh, I was there. He was really kind. Oh, I was there. He was really welcoming. How would that work? Right? She had to be a fake and a fraud, but believable. And C, the final point on that.
So she started off with 1, 2, and then it turned to C, D.
Why didn't Chris P debunk that story? If this woman claims she was in his yard and her and him came face to face, almost blow to blow, don't you think his big Play-Doh lips would have been flapping on every panel he could?
No, because he doesn't go on YouTube. No.
That guy didn't get in my fucking face. I fucking told him.
You haven't seen them around, have you? You guys, in fact, they've been putting out missing flyers for Katie because they're so fucking tactful.
Use your common sense, peeps. That's why I try not to knee-jerk reaction in this stuff, because you gotta think things through. Like, don't come in here and just boom, boom, boom. You're a piece of shit. How dare you? Yang, yang, yang. You're what's wrong with creators. It's bullshit.
Who did that?
It's bullshit. And I'm just giving it to you real.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Real.
If he's going to come up with a plan, that's what it's going to be.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what he wanted in the end? Was he wants Jules to go away. Do you want to know why? Because she's legit. Because her dogs, you heard on the panel, can find bodies in concrete. They can find bodies in basements. He doesn't want Jules there. So don't drink the Kool-Aid. We nipped it. And I thank those people that reverse imaged her photos.
This is just unfucking believable. Unbelievable. This is probably worse than the original. Like, this is honestly probably to me worse than the original thing that she did. Like, this makes me so angry. There's just no need for this. None. Oh yeah, Brittany's gonna get a talking to for me too.
Brilliant. It's brilliant. I think it's amazing because you know what we did? We stopped her in her tracks.
No. Mm-mm.
And I mean everybody.
No, ma'am. Nope, sorry. Again, I don't ever pat myself on the back or take credit for the shit I should be taking credit for. I've been walked all over and a lot of people have taken credit for shit that I've done, but this won't fly. You don't get to take credit for shit because you didn't help in this whole thing. This was me and my group that fucking attempted to do something to stop this bitch in her tracks. That's why we talked about it. That's why I was pushing the information out. You will not try to say that this is us. We did this. No, because you even timed out. Again, remind you, chasing with the super chat, you deleted the super chat. A fellow creator who is way bigger than me, like 5 times bigger than, probably 10 times bigger than me, and been around forever, you spit in her face too. But you ain't gonna take credit for shit that we did. Nothing to do with you.
Who dug into that? We stopped her in her tracks together. Why is...
No, ma'am. No. Because what would have stopped her in her tracks was you kicking her off the panel and being honest with your group.
Everybody again. Oh, I don't like this creator. I'm going to go after this creator. Fuck you. We are all on YouTube. Yep. And this woman invaded YouTube.
No, you guys opened up your doors and let her in. She didn't invade YouTube. She invaded the scum holes.
Not just my platform, but 2 others that I know and like, T-Rev and Brittany. She invaded our fucking territory, but y'all are coming after me.
She didn't invade your territory. Y'all opened that door and wanted her there and couldn't wait for the clicks and the views and all of the stuff. Nah, miss.
I thought we were all on the same side.
Nope. The only side I have is Sebastian being brought home. That's it.
I thought we all wanted to find Sebastian.
Ma'am, then why are you doing everything to shame and blame the family?
How does coming at me find Sebastian?
I don't think you've really had anybody come at you. Being tagged in a video to correct your misinformation isn't coming at you. Poor baby.
Thank those people that figured her ass out with her chewy pics and shit. I can't fucking do it all. You know what I mean? Thank you, Melly, so much.
So unbelievable.
I'm going to get off my soapbox, but I can't do it all. And thank you for figuring it out.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Because it stopped whatever her fucking plan was. It was halted right then and there. And it was gonna take those pictures being shown for it to be.
No, actually, most people knew going into that she was already lying. And chances are, if you know how I work, you knew that I was really comfortable calling her a fraud that same day with Jules in the chat. There's usually a reason for it. If I'm willing to say that, there's usually a big reason for it, because there might not be something out here that I'm showing you, like her full docs, which I wouldn't do. But I'm smart enough to do my homework before I open my fucking mouth. And I was hoping that somehow she would prove me wrong and that I would still have been off track. Didn't happen.
Be debunked. How else is someone going to be called out or debunked if their stuff is not shared and shown to everyone so that y'all can dig into it too?
You guys wouldn't have even looked at this. If I wouldn't have spent the time, if the chat wouldn't have picked that's where they wanted to start last week, was talking about the handler and all of the misinformation and the multiple stories that she told, nobody would have even paid attention, and she would still be going back and forth because they don't care about correcting the misinformation. They care about clicks and views, an additional piece of the story. They don't care if it's fake information, anything to smear the parents. That's the narrative. She already told you. She's thinking Chris is worried about hiding bodies.
So thank you to those creators.
Fuck off. Fuck.
But I don't thank you for all of the nasty shit that you said about me. I don't. Because
they're on my list also. Punk Rock Sherlock is, yeah, they're on my list. There's a few new additions this week. We're actually, yeah, there's a lot to get through. Thank you for that though too. There's so many, you guys. So many. It is, oh, like it is so maddening. Okay, sorry, it finally loaded. Okay, there's that for our, we only got 2 more minutes of this.
If you're a streamer, you should know that this is not easy by any means. And I'm not
actually, if it's not easy to vet the information and it's in regards to an active missing child, you shouldn't be touching it. If it's not easy and you can't be 100% confident in what you're saying, you shouldn't be touching it, period. If you can't stick to the facts and or back up and respectfully speculate, you shouldn't be touching it. That's here nor there. I don't give a fuck if you have freedom of speech. These families and these victims deserve better, and they deserve somebody that was willing to put the work in to actually be factual.
It's just not.
It's not that fucking hard. It really, any single one of you could do what I do. You go through, you listen to stuff, you listen for things that don't make sense. You go vet that stuff. You go make notes. You go back and forth. You listen to other things. You see how it fits. It's not rocket science. You can do it on a freaking phone. You just have to use your brain, common sense, and be factual. Because at the end of the day, this isn't about any of us. This is about a missing child that you should be bringing awareness to, not speculating and trying to damage the families because you have some axe to grind with the stepfather.
Yeah, I mean, when someone calls in crying, why wouldn't we believe that Chris Proudfoot was a total prick to her? I mean, I thought it sounded outlandish too, that she had a private plane and all these dogs. But do people have money? And who am I to say, I don't believe you.
It's interesting to me that she brought up that people have money. So were you thinking that because she said she had a private plane that somehow there was going to be some good association here for you that was beneficial in some way, shape, or form? Kind of seemed like it to me, a little cringe if you ask me.
Can I see your pilot's license and all of your documents from the airport that you fly out?
Well, interestingly enough, the man that she chose to pick as her fake husband is actually a pilot. So she could have probably provided, but she would have had to get them from somebody else's husband to provide them to you.
I'm not going to question that. And neither should you. And if I live in a world where I have to question everything, I'm not going to be a very happy camper. And I want to be a happy camper because not all people are her.
It's all
I thought it was out there, but I was like, damn. I can't believe she.
Sorry, guys. I kicked it off because I pulled the other one in. Okay, we're done with that. You can watch that later if you want to hear more of that shit. I can't. You hear the zero accountability. Let's listen to the part that she edited out.
Kid from 1980. It was 2008, I think, we found them. It's in one of the.
It's going to slow down. It's really sped up in the beginning, but this is just my screen recording off my phone because she edited this part out. So there might be some glitches in here. In fact, I should probably see if any of my text messages dropped down during this. I didn't even check that. Let's see. I think I had Do Not Disturb on while I was recording it. Just verifying. I mean, not that I care anyways. Okay. It flips at one point in time. All right. We're good to go. We're going to listen to this.
Facebook groups, I don't remember which one it is, but I did post about that. So that story's out there. Or you can Google 2008.
It will slow down. Trust and believe. It's just in the beginning. I was trying to find the spot, and then they had some technical difficulties. So give me a second.
Dog finds kid in concrete, something to that extent. If you use one of them because TBI.
I don't know if she can hear us.
Let me see.
We can hear her.
Yeah, we can hear her.
Let me get this going a little bit
We can
better.
hear
It's
you.
just. Oh, I'm so glad. Hold on, let me see what's
Oh,
going
she
on.
can hear us now. Cool. I got two amazing ladies up here. This is Steph. This is the other canine handler that has offered her help.
This is Steph, the fraudulent fraudster, Liar McLiarson. Oh, Sweetie Pie is one of the worst. Sweetie Pie made some incredibly disgusting allegations against Chris Proudfoot a couple months ago, right in the beginning of this, about a month and a half ago, 6 weeks ago. Absolutely disgusting.
To find Sebastian and actually went out to Tennessee, is now back in Cali. But these two amazing ladies have now linked up, right? You guys have been talking.
And let me please say this one more time, because I don't want people to get the wrong impression here. I don't care about getting credit for stuff. I have never been that way. Like I said before, I've let people walk all over me. I don't care. But I'll be damned if you try to rewrite the reason why this was even found out, because it is incredible to watch people. It is horrible to see people do this to a child that is missing. We shouldn't have to do this if people actually cared. But it wasn't like, I'm not going to take credit for all of it, because guess what? There was probably like 20 of us digging at the same time. And all of us were like, oh, hell no, this ain't going to go. So don't think I'm like looking for accolades here, or like, oh, I broke this. No, I do this because I give a fuck about these victims.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
Yay.
Yeah, we didn't meet each other the first time we went out because we were both geographically in different positions, and she went out there before, I was really involved actually because Seth didn't have a social media, so I reached out, I think it was Pascal, or T-Rev, I don't remember who it was. I was like, can somebody tell Seth I want to get a hold of him because TBI wasn't calling me back, and I called the tip line, whatever that tip line.
If I mute on my end, can you guys still hear it? I'm going to mute. You guys tell me if you hear it.
Thing is for the same similar different Riley on tip line, and then somebody from Seth's team, I don't remember who it was, reached out to me like, hey, this is
You guys still have audio when I do that? Okay.
media, but can you call? And so I did. So that's kind of how it got started. So we weren't in the same area at the same time.
Thank you.
Steph, can you mute your YouTube?
Is that what I really sound like?
No. It's just an echo.
You
sound wonderful. Steph, can you hear us?
Yes, someone does hold cement. I posted a story in the one group
hear me.
about that. I posted a story in the one group about the cement, actually, about this dog in England that found remains of a kid from 1980. It was 2008, I think, when he found them. It's in one of the Facebook groups. I don't remember which one it is, but I did post about that. So that story's out there. Or you can Google 2008 dog finds kid in concrete, something to that extent. I think he was 15 feet underground, but you can look at that. Yeah, it was sad.
You'll hear Steph talk in a minute. They have a lot of issues, tech issues and everything in the beginning. She acts like they can't hear it. I honestly really expected her to jump down at this point in time. I thought this was going to be her excuse to not continue on with the lies. I was really hopeful. Was that justice? Thank you so much. Team Nonsense. We know who debunked this. Working on collecting data is effing hard. Just worked on it a short time this weekend and I was exhausted. Y'all, we're not joking when we say we have spreadsheets. We are really, because their data collection is so important to be able to understand the bigger picture of how much this spreads. And it's intense. Thank you for all you do.
Damn. I think Steph is a little bit delayed. Let me see. Steph, can you hear me?
I think Steph is a little bit delayed.
Yeah, she was delayed.
Oh, do you have headphones?
I can hear you.
Do you have headphones? I think that's why. Or maybe turn your volume down just a touch. She does have a little delay.
That's interesting.
Okay, volume is down.
What's
I
up,
just can't
Steph?
hear myself. I'm sorry, so I'm like a mess.
You're beautiful. Thank you for coming up.
Thank you.
So, Steph.
And by the way, the Instagram picture is her. It's the same lady. It's just filters. Y'all, there's people that love their filters. Leave them be.
And Jules. You guys are planning on...
I sent you some pictures, Jay.
Oh, yes. I got to show those pictures first. Don't let me forget.
I sent you some pictures.
Mike, thank you so much. Thank you. You guys, I'll show you this at the end. I'll show you the video my little one made at the end of this. You guys will get a kick out of it.
Yep, let me show those.
I like how there's a Sirius Black in the chat because I have a dog named Bellatrix. It's kind of funny, actually.
Y'all, look at Steph's dogs.
I
can't. They are so freaking cute. Look at this.
Steph, how do you keep the wrinkles clean? Because my friend's a vet tech, and I'm always curious, what the dog, because my dogs don't how do you keep them? Is it hard to keep them clean, or how often do you have to do that?
Thank you, Vibrator. Thank you so much. You guys are starting off crazy.
I don't know if you hear me.
On bottom. Yes, she's on bottom, Demon, with the glasses and the hat. Jules is in the canine hat. Or the beanie, the blonde and the beanie. Jules is a beautiful woman too. And she is legit. Again, please do not throw shade on her credentials. I'm so sick of that fucking word. But she is legit. She is 100% legit.
But that's a lot of wrinkles. I don't mean in a bad way. It's a lot of wrinkles.
And by the way, Brittany, you knew about this. You want to know how I knew? And I know your mods know that we were calling this out, and you knew that she was a fraud before you went into doubling, tripling down and shaming me for this. And don't worry, we're going to get to that. Your mod clipped me. Your mod clipped me and left it public. So of course I got a notification that she clipped me. She clipped me saying that just because I have wrinkles, does that mean I could be a sniffer dog too? So I know for a fact that they were in here watching me actively debunk this. So you can thank Starlight for clipping me. I thought it was pretty funny too. Me and my wrinkles could be a sniffer dog, but save the bullshit for another time. Hope for Snoopy says, the channel owner is ultimately responsible to check sources before airing them. Passing the buck is a complete cop-out. This isn't made for YouTube drama. This is a real missing teenager. Abso-fucking-lutely. And thank you again for that. Shocker. I know, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Shocker. I don't care if they clip me. At least it was funny. Make it into a funny short. I thought that was funny. I don't give a fuck. I got wrinkles. I'm old.
I don't know if she can hear us.
Those are my Sharpays. Those are my Sharpays.
Yeah. They're so cute. Should we play on her phone and her computer? Maybe.
I'm not sure. Should I have her? I can't have her call in on here, I don't think. Oh, yeah, I can. I can. Yeah, hang on. Let me open up the Google and call in on my number. Because then she won't be. Well, no, she won't be able to hear you. No, we can't do that. No, we can't do that. Because then she won't be able to hear the stream.
Is she playing on a computer and a phone? It looked like she had two things going on. Ara's voicing her whatever she's doing right now.
Oh, she's getting her dog. They're puppies. Yeah, use your AirPods. Try that. I'm going to go grab something to drink. I'll be right back, Jules.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I saw somebody said, wait, Mom of the Year. I do know Ghost. If you follow him on Facebook or on Instagram or Call of Duty Rex, reach out to him and tell him that, Marley the Malligator mom, because Marley the Malligator is the handle I use. I use Marley's more than my own personal Instagram. So if you say that.
And don't forget, we're looking for Kimberly. Well, we're all in it together. I guess we all have careers if we need them with our wrinkles. I'm just joking, y'all. It's just, y'all know shit flies out of my mouth sometimes. We're looking to take notes when Steph actually gets it together over here. Remember, she's tech savvy, though. They own a software company. I'm really not understanding this.
Probably yo, Marley, because I sent him chicken chips one time for Rex for Christmas, so it was awesome. Would you go to the garbage truck landfill station to search? I mean, yeah, I would. I mean, cadavers are a source odor, so that's that sounds gross, I know, but there's like constantly emitting like I hate saying that because it sounds horrible, but like if that makes sense. So like, yeah, absolutely. What I'll search anywhere people will recommend. You know, as long
Okay,
as I'm not
back, by the way.
discussing.
Do you have any set plans? I mean, I don't know if you want to talk about that. If you guys want to disclose where you're going to be searching, probably not. With everything that's gone on, it's probably best to keep it quiet.
I think that was the plan. At least I don't.
By the way, Clue did a great show earlier today. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. But Jules came on Clues this morning, and one thing I want to say is Jules intends on being back tomorrow. She's going back down there tomorrow, and Tony confirmed that she's part of Seth's team. One thing that really stands out to me that I cannot put aside, and I'm sorry, I'm going to say it outright, is why every person on Seth's team, now Chloe has departed ways too. I'm not really sure about that. Exactly what happened there. Hopefully we'll find out on Pascal's with the more misinformation tonight that Seth's going to come on and spew. But I find it really interesting that every person in Seth's team wants access to Katie and Chris's house. I find it really disturbing that they are the ones that have been filming in the house, the people on his team. We know that. We also know that they've been really pissed about not gaining entry to the house. And that does not sit well with me. There's something about that that really bothers me. Really, really bothers me. And I'm so sick and tired of all these people saying that the only thing that is potentially that could have happened is that Sebastian was harmed by them. There are so many other possibilities here. And if you can't actively think about that, why are you in true crime? If you can't honestly realize that there's a million possibilities of things that could have happened here, I can't get over the thought of him being bullied at school and kids. Like, there's so many possibilities here that could be and should be looked at. But instead, we're just hell-bent on focusing on Katie and Chris, right? Not the fact that he could have been having problems with another kid. He could have met somebody online. Like, there's so many possibilities.
On my end, but I mean, it's up to.
And I'm going to continue to hold out hope that he is alive and well and will be brought home safe.
Stuff what she wants to talk about, but I mean, I know that we mentioned going back to the neighborhood, even still, just to see, because just what's it going to hurt? But other areas of interest, I'll talk about them after they're searched. When I search them, but like right before, because I just don't want, like, you know.
Caroline Miller has been. I know she's. I don't know if she's the only one, but like I've seen several people say to search near the beach storage unit right next to the Warsham's General Store, because the Warsham's General Store has been like a key place. Chris Proudfoot got all bent out of shape on Web Sleuths when Chloe said that his mom was allegedly seen at Warsham's that morning, and he got pissed. And that was when he threatened to get Bobby and Carter in on the little powwow. So
I don't. Beach storage unit. Okay, I'll write this.
By the way, I'm again sick of this shit, but Bobby and Carter are officers. They're officers of the law.
Down. I have to, otherwise.
It's literally, yeah. I mean, it's literally right next door, and it's not big. There's only a handful of storage units there.
I feel like somebody mentioned that a long time ago. It's like, I feel like another guy mentioned that somewhere in a different, like, I feel like I've heard that before, even that Web Sleuth thing. I think that's also one. But this is, again, back in the beginning when I was waiting to get approved. Because I don't want to come down to the state and get, like, fully denied by everybody. That's what I was waiting for. That's why it took me to finally do anything. Because he was first denied.
Oh, my God. Hold on.
Actually, yes. Yeah.
Steph, we got two Stephs here. Hold on. Steph?
Yeah, I agree, Robin. Jersey, sorry I talk really fast. I apologize.
Don't apologize. You are who you are. Yeah, we can hear you. Can you hear us?
Sorry, y'all. I forgot about that in there.
Can you hear?
That was them.
Yeah, we can hear you.
You're awesome.
This is a major delay. I don't know.
I know. Why is it so delayed, huh?
I have three computers up right now.
Well, maybe that's why. Just stick. What are you on right now? Is this your phone?
This is the giggle that gets under my nerves.
I would just stick to one. Yes, Kathy, I'm taking my cadaver dog. Yeah, that's what I'm on my MacBook too. I'm taking my cadaver dog, and I'm taking my live tracking dog too.
I did shut down my my PC.
Well, you already sound better because you're not echoing anymore, so that's good.
We just can't see you though. But that's okay if you don't want to mess with that. We can just put an S.
Okay, wait, let's see.
There we
there
go.
you go.
Is that better?
Mm-hmm.
Can
Oh
you
yeah,
see me
you're
now?
a lot better. Yeah.
Can you hear us?
I'm sorry.
No, don't be sorry. I'm actually
I can hear you
laughing.
guys.
I'm
This is
sorry
fun.
that there's a delay. But your Sharpays, adorable.
I'm sorry that I don't know how to use this.
No, you're fine.
My Sharpays. Thank you. Did you see my Bloodhounds?
No, I gotta pull those up. You guys filled me up with a lot of pictures today.
Hi, Julia.
Oh, I got lots of pictures.
Hi.
Okay, let me.
But yeah, Kathy, I don't know if you heard me because the delays and stuff. But I said, yeah, I'm bringing 2 of my dogs. Because again, I don't need to. I'm not gonna. I've never brought all 7 dogs. I did that one time, and it was to a conference before, and that was. I'm not doing that again. I'm only gonna bring 2. I'm bringing Gator and Aura because I don't need to bring Marley and Loki because we don't need firearms or explosives or whatnot. So I don't need to bring them. So yeah, so I'm just bringing the 2 with me. Sometimes I bring Marley because she's also my because she's also like I take her to the VA to visit veterans. Like she loves people. Marley loves people. Like she whines and people don't say hi to her. But that's just Marley. I see people saying hey to you, but I don't see them in the chat.
Oops.
Gator's mouth.
Hi, chat. Thank you for
I know.
all your nice comments. I
Yeah,
appreciate it.
Terry Lynn, I swear, Gator's gonna be all like, he's gonna demand snuggle with you. He's gonna want to climb on your bed. I can see it already. He's gonna be all like, yo.
You hear what she just said? She said to Terry Lynn that her dog's just going to want to crawl in her bed. So she obviously has plans to meet up with Terry. By the way, I got us a new prop too. We might as well ask this because I think it's just got as much possibility as these people of telling us the truth.
Steph's getting phone calls. She's a busy lady.
Hey,
What's
T-Rev.
up, T-Rev? All right, let's
ask it a question. Are these people full of shit? Yes, definitely. I don't know if when I turn it, it twists. Shit. I need a camera that points down. Yes, definitely. We know.
these other photos. We got the Bloodhounds to show off now.
Barbara, I don't know if you want me or Steph to answer that question. There's also like bodily fluids that goes into that too. There's been so I love having dual purpose.
None of that noise, none of this, none of these. None of this is me. None of it's me. Don't shake it. Okay. Are these people full of shit? Oh, I'm not supposed to shake it. Hold on. I'll just turn it around. Okay, ready? Are these people full of shit? Yes, definitely. The same answer. They're 100% full of shit.
Canines for the purpose of like.
It's my husband. Hold. Let me.
The fake husband's calling
more surety is kind of the answer for that. That's why with like Aura, she's human remains, but I also have her doing she's doing like lithium batteries and whatnot and like electronics, and that's because like if I do have a deceased person out there, the chances double because she's cadaver trained and she's trained for like electronics, like like I said, like watches, like she's trained for that stuff. So that if that makes sense, the chances of her finding stuff go up a lot more because there's 2 things she's trained on that this person is wearing or is going on.
Misty, you're not.
Oh, that's a cute puppy.
With you.
Tell us about him, Steph. I'm going to go through these pictures.
Oh,
I like the running one, the next one.
Be real. Thank you. I just got that. Thank you.
No.
Look at those ears.
That was really sweet.
They're awesome dogs.
Look at that.
You notice how quickly they went past that? There you go. Here's the Chewy images.
Oh my
Husband?
God.
There is the officer that was 36 in 2019.
I'm guessing that's her husband,
Wait,
right?
hold on.
If you haven't seen this debunked, all of it, we did it in the video behind.
I skipped too fast.
Supposedly that's her stepson.
Are these your husband or is this just sheriff's deputies?
She acts like she can't hear them.
They
I mean,
look like
maybe
different. They're different guys.
Maybe your husband shaved his head and
Okay, so if we go to all four, there's there's tequila, there's vodka, there's whiskey, there's brandy.
Oh my God. They are adorable.
Can you imagine standing on your back porch? Tequila! Na, 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 na. Like, what the fuck? Whiskey! Cocaine! Fuck, oh dear. My neighbors would, well, they probably wouldn't be shocked, actually.
Tequila. What is it? Tequila, whiskey.
Little maracas.
that's so cool. Tequila and whiskey. Oh, I heard vodka. I heard vodka.
Those are the
You might get a wellness check standing on the back porch. Hey, vodka, everything working out okay back there? Like, you might get a 5150, and depending on the neighborhood. You might only want to name your animals that if you live way out of town, or if you have like an inside cat that's never probably going to see the light of day besides the inside of the house, like whiskey. You might be safe.
that's my stepson, and one is my husband.
So the bald guy's her stepson. The bald guy looks older than the other guy, except for only seeing the back of his head.
Which one's your husband?
When he Oh, I have a major
Aw.
delay.
Maybe it's her Wi-Fi.
Now, these are my husband doesn't take as many pictures anymore.
Of course he doesn't. He does not take photos anymore. He's just not in shape anymore. He's up to 380 weighed with his full uniform on, you know. He's just big boned though. So that's probably the reason, you know, as we age, we don't like our pictures taken as much. I mean,
Vodka and brandy.
again, I'm being facetious as hell. This guy is not her husband whatsoever.
Orange County Sheriff. Look how cute.
So
And there we go.
Dear,
There's
I want one. Gimme.
My husband is the one with the hair.
T-Rev, we need to find you a puppy then, I guess.
that's her husband there.
Themselves.
That's my husband when he was younger.
Thank you for your service, Steph.
This fucking thing, I just asked the 8-ball if I've lost all my brain cells, and it says outlook not so good.
As well.
We're fucked.
And your
I'm gonna
husband.
search it. I'm confused.
Well,
So
tequila,
Wi-Fi, do you know that the Wi-Fi is out here in St.
vodka.
Pete? It's been out all day.
I mean, we go in all, you know, we never go in order, but it's tequila, vodka, whiskey, brandy.
Tequila,
Tequila! Da, 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 da.
whiskey. Vodka. I get confused, but I got it.
Don't
Look-
worry. Steph's confused too about which dog is which. She's just going to change their names every
Okay,
time.
the
And
pack.
then we have
official.
our Sherpays as well.
Or is it a cigar?
Thanks
Oh,
for becoming a
T-Rev.
member, T-Rev.
T-Rev in the house. Yay. Look at all the fangirling. Y'all, there's real men out here. T-Rev's not in that category, but there are, like, if you're single and ready to mingle, there's a lot better. Yeah. I'll leave that alone.
I heard Steph call in last night. I know she's like 90 seconds delayed.
Oh no, thank
know
you.
what,
Julia
Steph?
is amazing. Like I've
I'm going back to Barbara's comment about the reason I'm asking because we had cadaver dogs when someone's missing, and the sheriff said the cadaver dogs were hitting on a
Vodka.
the sheriff's department told you that, Barbara?
Why is this crazy bitch just spouting off vodka, tequila, whiskey? Like, who are you talking to, Steph? White Claw
Steph, if you maybe try that link on your phone and not your MacBook.
I should probably call.
Bree, I was really disappointed in that too, because she was in here earlier and I let her promote this in here that she was going to be on this panel for a question and answer. And I was really hoping she would take what we were talking about seriously, but she didn't. I have no idea. Bree says, why is Jules letting this go on? She has to know this is fake as fuck. Why isn't she saying anything? It didn't suit them. Purple, thank you so much for that. And Bree, thank you so much. But yeah, it didn't suit them.
She says she should probably call, but I mean, she might be able to hear me if she calls. I don't know how that works, but I'm looking at Barbara's comment. That's interesting.
Okay, so try my phone. Okay, I'm gonna log off and I'm gonna try my phone.
Okay. Barbara,
I think that might work better for her, just signal wise.
Me too. Barbara, if you want to send me a Facebook message or something about that, I'll talk to you more about that, because maybe because the characters to put in a block. She said that we could advertise my son was missing, and the sheriff said the cadaver dogs were hitting on it and would not look in a storage unit. I don't know why the sheriff said that, because even still, did they just like check out where the dog hit and then just say, oh, we're just not going to look anymore? I'm confused.
Yeah, I wouldn't even invite her on panel over here. The Runaway Truth. Again, nothing against her, but her professionalism is lacking, to say the least. And just so you guys are aware, there is a production company that her and her husband own. Clue talked about it today. That is something I was trying to get across to people the other day, to kind of look in the right direction when I mentioned she was an influencer of sort and did promotional stuff. I was hoping people would get the gist and go check that out themselves. But some people found the production stuff. There is a whole production company. I don't know if there's like hopes for some sort of, this is going to be sick to say this even in this situation, but I don't know if they're trying to get like a reality show, some sort of documentary film, something, but it just makes me feel real awkward. This is an active missing child.
If you could maybe just email me or something about that, or or Facebook me about that, because I guess I'm confused because like of how many characters you can fit in, but that shouldn't.
Well, LA, depending on when she edited it, I probably have it already downloaded.
They should have kept looking if your son was still missing for sure. Like, that's kind of weird.
Did you hear anything about a barn that was hit on?
I didn't.
Because in one of the interviews with Katie and Chris, and you might want to mark this down, because they talked about the dog.
Yes, her and her husband have a production company, Lisa. Yes. Yeah.
Dogs hitting on the pond and a barn.
I knew
on Nancy Grace.
Again, Clue went over it this morning if you want to see that. Yeah, interesting how she deleted that Napa Valley girl, right? Interesting, and thank you for that so much. It's good to see you.
On Nancy Grace.
I knew a dumpster, because Chris told me about the dumpster when we talked on the phone. I mean, we both kind of laughed about the thing where the dog just jumped in. It was just the way you said it. He's like, oh, the dog tripped the pond. He just kind of like jumped in. Like, I'm not going to lie. The way you said it was kind of funny. But I mean, it was just like, I mean.
Are there any creators in here that know what that stupid, like, what is that we're hearing? Is it a soundboard that she's doing? Is it automatic every time a super chat comes in, something plays? What is that? Anybody know? It drives me bonkers, but I'm not sure what that is.
That's not what I'm used to hearing. It's like the dog was like, picturing a Malinois just doing that, just kind of funny to me. It's just like, I'm sure it wasn't actually like, but like just the thought of it just kind of funny to me. I'm just like, I don't know why. It just, yeah.
It's an alert.
Pond, dumpster, and barn. I don't know where the barn was though. Like, is there a barn? I'll have to look on the map where the barn is.
Well, I know there's a barn that.
Thank you, ladies and gents, for answering that. That's
I was sent a picture of from Terry Lynn that has a mannequin in the window. It's really creepy, but it's in the woods behind that
What?
fenced-in pond. Yeah, literally, I have a picture of it. I'll show you. I'll pull it up. It's the creepiest damn thing I've ever seen. I don't know why they even have it.
Oh.
T-Rev, I'm gonna find you a bloodhound puppy.
Yeah. I do have pictures of my bloodhounds, but unfortunately, I was out Mother's Day shopping and doing everything, and
She likes to shop. We're adding that to the list. Okay, so now we got notes. She likes to Mother's Day shop. She'd been saying that for a while, so we're gonna add shopping. We already have potato salad. We don't know if it's got raisins in it or not. Shopping for Mother's Day gifts. Okay, there's another thing we can add to this. I got to get in the zone for my new introduction to stuff.
they're all on the cloud. And for me to have, this is what I found to send in.
Okay, hold the fuck on. They're all on the cloud. You have access to the cloud from your phone that you are on right now. You have access to the cloud from the multiple computers that you just said were right there. You have access to all of that stuff. It takes 2 seconds to pull that stuff up. Pull that up. D. Frank, thank you so much. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Thank you again. I'll play you guys some music at the end. Thank you for that. Does that make any sense to any of you? Any of you? Like, that's just another excuse.
To Jay. I
good.
can send her one with me and my bloodhounds, but again, it's not something that I could do right away today because of Mother's Day, and I had to go shopping. I had to make potato
My in-laws were here, and I even found 5 minutes to go on Brittany's, and
salad. I had to do all kinds of stuff. So,
You're
it is
good.
what it is. So
Here's the barn, and I don't know if this is the actual barn that the scent was picked up on, but
Brian, what are we asking? I'm waiting for your comment. Tell me what to ask. We're asking. You guys, we got a genie over here.
let me get this pulled up. Do you have less of a delay now, Steph?
Yes.
Yeah, she's responding right away.
Yay. Good deal. Good deal.
I don't know if you guys
Look
can
at
see
the
me.
manic in the woods. So
Yeah, we can see you.
creepy.
We can see
Okay.
and hear you.
Brian says, is she nuts? The Magic 8 Ball tells us. It is certain. Damn it. I need a camera that you guys can see it. It tips when I tip it. It is certain. That's what it says. You can see certain at the bottom, though. I need a camera so I can point it downwards.
I'm just, my phone's being slow. I think it's this solar flare thing because half of St. Petersburg, Florida has had no internet since last night and they still don't have it. Isn't that weird?
Katie Bug, yes, because again, I'm
Hi,
using
T-Rev. I'm sorry.
I'm using the article to pick up Sebastian sent. I mean, I know people are confused when they hear article versus whatever, but I'm using it something that's had Sebastian sent on it. We're looking for, and I mean, I can't, as much as I have to have something I can carry around with me. I can't take if I could throw a bed on my shoulders and walk around with that because that's good for me. I could do that, but I mean, it has to be something that's small, something I can carry around with me.
I could have sworn, Jules, I thought I heard her say she had an item previously that she'd gotten from Seth when she was down there before, but I'm not sure anymore on that whole thing anymore. Trey, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. That means a lot to me. A lot.
Bag and seal it off so the scent
Thank you,
stays
Trey.
there. If that makes sense, I hope I answered that question.
Kelly, we need one.
I guess that criminal med exactly. I don't know why there's a mannequin. I don't know. Somebody was.
Well, did you listen to the dispatch audio?
I did with the canine. Yeah,
and they said that they spotted a mannequin in the woods with the drone.
Katie, that's what she said today, and that's what I'm like. That's why I need to go back and listen to this one interview that she did, and maybe just how she worded things or how she was being talked over. But there's one spot. I'll find it and show you guys if I can find it.
And they said it was
audio. I have the pond audio.
And they said it was a person.
You're awesome.
And then they were like, "You're right over it. You're right over it."
This is
And then when they get there, they go, it's a mannequin. And then the drone operator goes, sorry, guys, look like a person from up here. It's the most
But it shouldn't have
bizarre.
a heat signature if it's a mannequin.
It had a heat signature. And then they said it was a mannequin.
What? I saw
Dude,
that.
it was weird. I'll send you the audio and you can listen to it. It doesn't make any sense to me. They just said, oh, he's like, oh, you're right over top of it right now. And then he goes,
That was Steph that said that, Kim. Steph said that. So the night before, when Jules, like 3 nights ago now, when Jules was on Brittany J, she was explaining how, sensor picked up and hard surfaces and things. And she specifically talked about being there. If you would have been there during the time frame, potentially on the garbage can, if you would have picked, then Steph took and twisted that part of the story and made it to her own. And I will continue. Let me go back up
oh,
here.
it's a mannequin. And he goes, oh, sorry, guys. They said it was a
Terry
person
Lindsay?
standing right on the edge of the woods.
No, hell, no. Yeah, Gator. If Gator sees a mannequin, he's gonna be like, "The fuck is that?" I'm sorry, but like, he's gonna be like, "What is that?" Terry Lynn, be careful. The creature from Jeepers Creepers might be hanging out in that barn because I've seen the second Jeepers Creepers, but just be mindful of that. It might be waiting there in the barn or something like that. So, those movies are weird.
My freaking airdrop won't work. It's so weird.
Sarah, I asked your question and it says my suspicions say no.
It always works.
Yeah, I heard the dispatch of the dog pond. I can't honestly say I heard of that barn. I remember hearing the
So
handler
what
with
there
the
is
tongue.
there's a YouTuber who went back and Broadcastify and got the archives. She put together from the first call until like 4:30 that afternoon.
Give credit where credit is due. That's Jessica Danielle. Please go check out her channel. She's in the chat oftentimes. She's wonderful at what she does. I don't know why she couldn't just give her the credit for what she did or say her name, but
You can hear there was calls that came in of sightings of a kid with a bag over his head by a bridge. Very strange. Very
What the hell?
strange. Yeah. I'll get with you after. I'll send you like links so you can watch it. It's mind-blowing and I'd love to get your opinion on it. Because a lot of people have said it was fake, but I don't know this creator, but I've never seen her put out anything fake unless it was sent to her. I'm not sure. It's just crazy because it doesn't even sound.
Clue. Wait, Jennifer Coffindaffer is the best. What are you talking about?
Professional to me, if that makes sense. Not that I know,
Yeah, that's.
but you know what I'm saying. It just
I mean,
sounds off.
I've seen weird stuff in the woods before, but I mean, somebody asked me to talk about plans going forward. So obviously, the plan is to go back down there. I had to come back up here. I had to get a new military ID. I had to get some stuff squared away. I had to get.
So this is something that I pick up on when people kind of overly explain themselves. Like we oftentimes, like when people are adding additional unnecessary details, it kind of triggers something. I think it might just be anxiety with Jules of why she is overly explaining herself. Again, I'm trying to give her the benefit of the doubt on as much as possible, because again, I'm not saying she isn't who she is, but I find it odd that she's only been involved in high profile cases, that she used T-Rev or Pascal, she couldn't even remember which one, to connect her to Seth. And then she became part of the team. So she, in essence, cold called the bio father of a missing child, got connected to him, has gone on this social media tour, part of that team, really wanted access to Chris and Katie's house, was denied access to Chris and Katie's house, admitted to recording a phone call with Chris. I don't think it's been released yet. I understand the PI's recording phone calls because that's something that they would do in my perception. But a dog handler recording phone calls, being a part of Chris's or Seth's team, and just how it all went about, and then she said that she reached out to Pascal or T-Rev, she wasn't sure, to get a hold of Seth. Like there's a lot of shit here that just bugs me. Again, Jules has been nothing but kind to me, and I will extend that same courtesy. However, I wish there would have been some accountability here, because we told her. I respectfully told her. I didn't berate her. I didn't trash her. I didn't call her names, nothing. And I really can't handle when people won't take accountability straight on and make excuses for their behavior.
Or my dogs are
Yes.
half
That's just
raw,
me.
half kibble fed, so I had to come back, get a cooler. I got to load that up, so I had to come back and basically resupply. I mean, Tennessee's really not that far from me, honestly. And I drove to South Carolina beginning of April for a conference, so I don't mind driving. It's just that, like, again, I'm volunteering my time for this, and I am still in the my battalion commander has been very good about letting me do some stuff remote, but at the same time, I do have to do some stuff like.
I'm going to fast forward this because it's really annoying and they just kind of talk. Okay, this is where I want to.
They could all,
Here we go.
I am very, very safe and secure, but you still always want.
Okay, here we go. We're going to listen to right here.
To say such nonsense
Mm-hmm.
about 25.
Oh,
I'm dedicating my time, and I've got a very
okay. She's going to say my name. Nonsense. She knew. Steph knew I was coming.
supportive family. I've got a very supportive.
She could just be saying the word nonsense too. I'm being facetious again. For those
like I
that
said, commanding officers. So that's. I'm excited to go back there, and I'm always confident in my dogs. I trust my dog, but Steph could probably verify. You go to the team. So when you're out there, you succeed as a team and you fail as a team. And I'm sure Steph will go berserk when she hears this too. When I heard that whole 25% comment, and I even said there's no way a dog would pass a national certification.
Vibrator, have a wonderful night. Let me play you a button. I'll play you a button before you leave. Thank you so much for the super chat, super stickers, and being here with us today. I really, really appreciate you. Here. I forgot I had that one.
Because we're USPCA certified. You've got judges watching you, and then you've got like evaluators, and there's one head like honcho guy, and they're watching you the entire time. So yeah, there's that.
It's actually an embarrassment to us and to our dogs.
It's an embarrassment to them and their dogs. Have a good night, Vibrator.
To say such nonsense
about
25% certification. It's bad enough to have, like I said, one dog, two dogs, much less four. My husband, I have to admit, handles them a lot more than I do because they are.
I hope you don't handle them at all, considering they're not your dogs.
Are trained. They go with him everywhere, every day, all day. They're not here right now. I have my Shar-Peis with me right now.
Okay, so remember, she says that those dogs are not there right now. Okay, pause on that. Hold on to that.
So what are the Shar-Peis going to do anything?
Chris, no, I don't think she does anymore. She doesn't anymore. I would hope not. I don't know who could think that Steph's legit. She's a complete and utter fraud.
They're also they're Chinese.
Deets, I ordered me a new one. I ordered one on wheels that spins. It's double-sided and it's huge because this little sucker isn't working. Like we need more room. So I got us one. It'll be here this week. But Clue's right. I might just have to paint the back wall.
Fighting dogs. We are not going to train them to fight. That's why they have the wrinkles. They were almost extinct. There were 9 left.
Okay, so there was only 9 Shar-Peis left.
In the US.
Really?
Only 9 Shar-Peis in the US. We're adding that to the list. 9 Shar-Peis. Anybody in here know much about Shar-Peis? It'll take a quick Google search, but they were almost extinct, I guess. So, but they're not going to be fighting dogs.
Mm-hmm. They are not going to be, they're going to be more of a family team for me here while my husband has the Bloodhounds.
A family team.
So I wanted them basically just guard. They're very good guard dogs.
You hear my dog barking?
Yeah. you saw my fence, Jay. You saw my cameras. You saw my hookup at my house.
I did.
And I am very, very safe and secure, but you still always.
She's safe and secure. She's 100% safe and secure. Okay. Her house is like Fort Knox. Hey, Lisa. Sending you a huge hug. Really? Your sister-in-law has 3 of them? Oh my gosh.
Want those dogs to be able to just have, as you know, a sense of security. My husband travels a lot. He does go out to other areas of the country, the state.
We know he travels a lot, so we're going to add that to the list because he just travels a lot.
And he will take the dogs with him. So
You're
I'm here.
awesome.
I want my dogs too. But I did want Shar-Peis. I've always wanted Shar-Peis. I love the way they look. They're family oriented. They're great with family. Not great with strangers. But I want them. For me, it's just something that I wanted, and I think they're adorable. And I love them a lot, just like I do our other dogs. And we name all of our dogs after liquor. We're not drunks. But growing up, my dad would never let me have a dog. And then when I did get dogs, my mom always said, my parents are old school. My mom
Jane Doe, we got to include that with one eye open. He travels and sleeps at night with one eye open. Maybe he's maybe.
always said, never name a dog after a human being. I was like, why? She's like, that's just the way we were raised. You don't name a dog.
So instead of naming a dog after a human being, you name it Tequila so you can stand on your backyard and say, Tequila! Like, make it make sense.
Dog after a human being. Like, don't give them like the name of Fred. And I was like, oh, okay. Well, Dad likes tequila, so let's name him Tequila. And then that started, the whole
stuck. The whole thing kind of came into play. I could see that.
Yeah. And I liked Kahlua. And, so it's just, and then we go by.
Which one's Kahlua? Did she ever explain? Does anybody know which one Kahlua is?
The color, like, they could all, brandy is.
Okay, so we already know of 6 Shar-Peis in this chat already. We just need 3 more of you to know people with Shar-Peis, and we already got her 9 just in this one chat. So Steph, just based on the chat, you're full of shit. Oh, Raspberry Dazzle. Raspberry Dazzle says, you're beautiful, Becky, and your passion for what's right is just admirable. You're a mouthpiece voice for those like myself who are also passionate but don't have a platform. Thank you and have a blessed day. Raspberry Dazzle, thank you so much. That you guys are so kind. Y'all, I cannot say thank you enough for the support. You guys constantly are checking on me to make sure I'm okay. Just everything. If it wasn't for you guys, these conversations wouldn't carry on. And I hope you understand that. Like, that's why it pisses me off, because they're not only do they can try to discredit me all day. I don't give a fuck. But when you have an entire chat telling you the exact same shit because they believe in this stuff, they did their homework, it makes me angry, because come for me, but lay off the people that I care about, because these people don't just say shit. They stand on this shit because they want better for these people. These victims deserve better. These families deserve better. Anyways, thank you so much.
Probably the ones that, his name fits the best, but, that's neither here nor there. We love our dogs. We want to take them back. We were hit very hard when we were turned away. And I think it's really just, it hit our soul. And it hit us really hard to be turned away, because it's not like if we were driving to
99 bottles of beer on the ball, 99 bottles of beer. You take one down, you pass it around. Now I'm going to have that stuck in my head, the Kool-Aid, because you said 1 tequila, 2 tequila, 3 tequila floor. But instantly I went to the 99 bottles of beer on the ball. Y'all, this is what, now you see how my brain works when I listen to this. It's just random song lyrics that make 0 sense.
Since I would be there, we'd be there as much as we possibly could. Or we would send in our team to go help out. Right. Because there are many here who are willing to go. So the fact that we didn't even have a chance to be able to, you know, stay there for as long as we wanted to was really disheartening. And it's not our place. It's not, you know, I don't want to say it's not our hometown. It's a whole different feeling, and nobody can.
No shit, it's a whole different feeling when you fabricated an entire story that didn't even happen. Can you fucking imagine how sick you have to be? And again, I'm not mocking anything with mental illness, but can you imagine how twisted you have to be to fabricate an entire story, lay out all of these details, have such an emotional reaction to a fabricated story? Meanwhile, there's actually a 15-year-old missing child who continues to be the last thing anybody gives a shit about because it's all this BS. And they feed these trolls and this misinformation, and it just continues to go.
Can understand until you're put in that position,
Mhm.
and you fly down there and you take your dogs and you're followed and you're threatened. And
Can you tell us
Followed and threatened. Pay attention to this because she adds to this.
a little more about that? Like, what was the circumstance when you guys felt like you
The
were being
same-
followed and stuff? Did you
The sa-
actually keep seeing like the same vehicle or
the same car,
Mm,
the same people.
mm.
The same car, the same people. Was it CJ? Was it CJ you were seeing in your dreams? Oh, that's a scary vision.
Picture taking,
Mm.
following us to our hotel, getting up and finding this cars right next to our rental car, and then going and putting gas and seeing them while we were
Not
putting
cool.
gas. And then out there while we were working,
She even goes into it so deep that while we were working, just wait till you hear this. Take a deep breath if you haven't heard this yet.
I said to leave. You're not welcome here. Leave. Like, we were cleared. We've been cleared. Like, who are you?
What kind of car was it? Was it like a truck or an SUV?
They were SUVs.
They were SUVs.
Uh-huh.
SUVs.
There were 3 SUVs.
3 of them.
Mm.
3 SUVs, and we have SUVs.
They have SUVs.
You know, we have police interceptors.
They have police interceptors that they must take with them from California to Tennessee on private jets. Meanwhile, she just said that they were in a rental car.
So if they thought they were trying to be sleek and cool and act like they're undercover, they are far from it.
Somebody was acting like they were undercover, but don't worry, they have police interceptors. Steph is on the case.
We know what undercover looks like. We know
They know what that shit looks like.
what, you know, we're no stranger to that.
Have you guys
No stranger to the lies. None whatsoever. Can Chris and Katie file charges against Steph? Have the TBI been notified about her? Janice, I'm not sure if they can file charges on her, but I'll text you my answer on that. I don't know if anybody else turned it into the TBI or not. I'm not sure. I think that was happening. But yeah, I'll text you.
been
So-
getting strange emails at all or any strange phone calls or texts?
No emails, but I have been getting phone calls, threatening phone calls.
She's been getting threatening phone calls.
A lot of them come under no caller ID
No way, never.
or blocked.
Mm-hmm.
There was one that came through that had a number.
Yep.
And
Was it 8675309?
that was today. And
Yeah, I took a screenshot of one of mine actually. Let me go back and find it.
You're getting them too, Jules?
right, Julia's getting.
Okay.
Yeah, it was weird.
What the heck?
I was getting
Probably Mark. Oh, I want to touch on that too.
emails. The one email, like, it was kind of weird, but I found out who that belonged to, so that one was verified. But then there was another one that was like, it was just a bunch of like weird, creepy smiley faces and stuff. I'm just like, this is like, why is this thing happen? Like, I don't know. It's just, I've never had this happen
Right?
before, so I don't
Creepy
know if someone
smiley.
just-
What was it?
It was like smiley faces, like, you know, the old fashioned, like with like the equal sign, and, like the little like that's all it was,
Oh.
and nothing else. I'm just like, is this my brother or something? Like, how old are we? Like, it's just weird.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
Immature.
Yeah, but the one person I figured it out and I talked to them and we accounted for it. So like I apologize to that person for just being like, what the heck is this? But you never know sometimes because it's just like if it just was weird. I'm not used to getting. Sorry, I was looking for the unknown thing, but it's just like I don't know. I'm not used to it, and it's not really harassment. Olive, especially if they just like.
You see who's in there on the screen? Dr. Latina says, wonderful series you've been doing on the disappearance of Sebastian Rogers. This is a professional. Again, you can like her if you want, but this is a professional who is saying that Jay for Justice, who has been intentionally spreading misinformation, causing chaos and confusion, is doing a wonderful job. I really start to question professionals that come to YouTube.
Like for me, it's been just like calls and like hangups. It hasn't been like
Samantha Joy actually vouched for her in my chat. Do you guys remember that last week? Samantha Joy can't quite decide where she lives. She changes it up in every comment section depending on the day. Yeah, she vouched for her. She vouched for her. Do you remember that?
and I don't normally ever get unknowns. Like I'll get 800 numbers calling me for like where I work, like in this area, because I'm buying a house. I get service callers all the time, but I don't get like unknown or blocked. So that's why I'm just like, this is weird. I don't know.
Those are the cowards, you know. If you're gonna come after me, just come after me, full force. If that's what you want. I mean, I'm not afraid. And I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just trying to understand why we are being, Julie and I are being treated like this when we don't care about anybody else but Sebastian. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Ma'am, that's a bold-faced lie. Bold-faced lie, because you lied about everything.
Why would anyone deter? Like, I mean, have you ever seen this stuff in a case where you've
Never.
gotten pushback?
This is the first time I've ever been on the internet, and my husband did warn me. And
the first time she's ever been on the internet, but they own a software company. And she's got an IG that said she was an MUA.
He was like, Steph, you know, I don't know if that's a good idea, because the internet, you know, is not a good place. Like it's a gateway to hell sometimes, depending on the people out there. You know, not everybody's kind. And I said, oh, I know that. He's like, you know, you have to have tough skin. I can take it. He said, but if you want to get out there, I'll support you 110%. But nobody better try and come near us, because that's when, you know, things aren't going to be pretty anymore. And all we're trying to do is help this poor boy. And it's sad that you have to be like that, but that's the world that we live in. And I just wish people would understand, and especially, you know, like Julia, she's been in the service. My grandfather died when he was 93. He was in the
Oh, no. Sorry, I slammed my desk, but 70,000. You guys are all checking the AKC. Thank you, guys. Hi, Cold Gates Crystal.
Service. My father-in-law was in the service. I have about 8 cousins who are in the service.
Okay, so we got a grandfather that died at 93 who was service. Grandfather, 93. Service. A father-in-law, service. 8 family members or cousins, did she say? Let's see.
They put their life out on the lines. We did have one of my cousins pass away while he was in the service. So it's not an easy, you know, this how can you take this lightly? How can you kick people like Julia? Forget about me, but, you know, look at everything that she does. Look at her. She's young. Julia, you know, my daughter is a year older than you. And if anybody did anything like that to her or said anything like that, I mean,
Yeah.
It's sad. It's really, really sad. And you have to really have thick skin to go out there again. And she does so much. Not only is she in the service, which is God knows is tough in itself. And she is a lot tougher than I am. And
I'm not good with compliments. I'm sorry. I'm really bad with compliments. So I'm really, really bad with compliments. Actually, like I just like.
You need to work on that.
Because you're in the service, girl. No,
you need to work on that. I told her how pretty she was, and she's like, I really don't know how to respond to that, but you need to work on that.
I totally understand. I'm just being truthful and honest as far as because I'm
being truthful and honest. Okay, this is her being truthful and honest. We're gonna add that to the list. Oh Lord, this is gonna be a lot to dissect.
I know about, the people in the military and how tough it is. And then, she's out there providing her services with her, with her babies and nobody understands all the work unless you do it, all the work that goes in and, it entails and the knowledge that you have to have. You have to keep up with certifications. You have to keep up with this. You have to keep up with that. And it's just,
a lot.
It's not, it's a lot. And she could be doing something completely different. But she's not. And she's dedicated her life to doing this. And that's very admirable. Very, very admirable. And, she is a hero to me. She is. And that's what we need to consider, people like her, like heroes who go out there to help. And then when you're turned away,
you're making her blush.
I know. I'm really not good with compliments. I'm sorry.
Oh my God.
Mom.
Well, sometimes, sometimes
that's so cute.
Pretend I'm your mom because my daughter is a year older than you. Okay.
Come on, you have these badass dogs and you're sitting here blushing.
I know,
so
right?
funny.
I know, it's weird.
She's so beautiful too. She's so beautiful. And
she's gonna turn off her camera. Stop.
She's like, bye, Steph. What did you do to me? You corrupted me. Get off.
I'm more worried about my AirPods dying. I'm like losing it because that happened to me before. My AirPods, I have to keep like charging my little case. My phone's charging too. So I have to keep like charging them so they don't die. Because last time my mic stopped working after my AirPods died, I guess I could just disconnect and reconnect if it happens. But I'm trying to like keep them going. I'm just like. I'm also looking for, sorry, real quick. I'm looking for a video of someone asked me if I've trained my dogs to do something I've regretted. Yes, Loki can open doors. I'm trying to find a video so I can send it to Steph so she can show you guys. And Bellatrix knows how to push the ice cube thing to get those out of the fridge, but that was a one-time thing. But I'm looking for the Loki opening the door video so I can send it to Jay.
Do they like ice? Do they like eating ice?
They do. Well, like Marley does. The only one who kind of doesn't is like Gator because like I think he.
Why is she shaking her glass in front?
Just like he's very picky. He's a picky old man eater, typical old man. He's very picky about what he eats. He doesn't like ice cubes. Like he'll kind of like nose it and like kind of lick it on the floor and whatnot, but he won't like chew it. Like I do the chips. I don't do big full ice cubes, but like he just.
And they own a tow truck company, and she's a drone pilot, and she was an ER trauma nurse for 24 years. And this is just her calling. She's just a girl with a heart.
I guess he doesn't like having that cold, in his mouth. I guess he just doesn't like it. So,
my dogs love the hounds. They love the cubes. They love like the small ones, like from Sonic.
Yeah.
The small ones. Oh yeah, like if I throw them in their.
I'm sorry,
bowls.
Jules, that covers your face. I don't typically use this panel thing.
She claims she's 52 years old. Her birthday is May 17th, is what she claims.
I have a different streaming thing that I use, but when I have guests, I use this. So it's kind of not as good. So I'm sorry that covers your face every time it pops up.
Oh, I don't see it. No, for me, it's down at the bottom. So like, that's totally fine.
Oh, is
like,
it?
I don't see it. So yeah, for me, I see that. You talking about the questions? Yeah, it's down at the bottom for me. Yeah, I'm trying to find this. I'm also looking for this. You're going to laugh when you see Loki opening this door. Like he is so smart. And I'm like, why? But
she didn't give a year, Dee Dee.
Loki, so.
And I'm trying not to publicly dox her. You can look up her information. In one of my videos, I show you guys her name, her Instagram, I think her Instagram, but she had her name as her StreamYard thing in one of my previous videos. So you'll see.
That's Loki.
La la la.
Nikki
la,
Lisa,
So can I tell you guys something fun?
Esparza is what she goes by.
about polygraph results? Yes, they can.
I missed what just happened.
Can cops lie about polygraph results to the person taking the test?
I don't know how civilian law enforcement works. I know how that would go in the military world, though. In the military, it's an Article 15. You're going to be in a lot of trouble. But I don't know how it goes in the. I think it goes in the.
I think if
Space step
they're using it as a interrogation tactic. I don't know. What was fun, Steph? Let's talk fun.
Listen to this.
So every year for Halloween.
What was fun, Steph? So I'm assuming she meant like what was fun on your trip to Tennessee, you know, like in your private jet kind of thing. But wait till you hear this. This is some weird shit too.
We have a you guys know the crime dog, McGruff?
Mm-hmm.
Let's ask beforehand. Is this about to be another lie? Without a doubt, Magic 8 Ball is on it today. Hasn't failed us yet.
Mm-hmm.
My husband dresses up every year and he's the McGruff crime dog. And
No
the
way.
hands
Awesome.
the hands are so big that when he reaches in for candy, it picks up like four, like something you could give like for 4 kids, and he gives it to one kid, which is
What does that be? The paws are so big.
huge. And because of the paw, and he reaches in and he's like, oh, here you go. Here you go. Here you go.
Take a bite out of crime.
So
That is cute.
and I guess McGruff is a bloodhound, and he's had that for years since he was,
15 when he became an officer, because, you know, according to your story, he was 15. He's been playing McGruff since he was 15.
since he was
I think Jules is too
started
young for McGruff.
No, that's the dog that all the departments have, like in the police departments that walks around with them, right? Is that who that is? Were you talking
Oh,
about?
they
Like,
still use
yeah,
McGruff?
They still use McGruff, yeah.
Oh,
So
cool.
yeah. So I mean,
you took me back to my childhood with that one. I
and
just remember the take a bite out of crime.
yes, exactly. Does anybody have any questions? I mean, I don't want to take away from. I know this is Julia's day. I just
No, I'm glad you came up.
If there's anything I can answer,
Do you guys have a
know?
timeline of what you're planning on when you're planning on reconvening? Or do you not want to
yet.
say?
I'll probably talk to Julia offline, and then I'll let you know, Jay, as far as like when we plan on going back. I wanted to go back on my birthday,
Which is the 17th.
correct. And
Happy
my
early
husband said-
birthday.
Thank you so much, because we do have 3 months before the dogs stop picking up a good scent of smell. So we have.
Okay, so now she gives a time limit on. We have 3 months. We have 3 months. But there's been horrible weather. This is just
Have to get out there as soon as we can, as soon as we're able to.
So then
I want you to start paying attention to Jay having her camera off and Julia's face.
answer some of the questions that came in earlier about how long with your dogs, because your bloodhounds are the best at the scent trail, right? And
yeah, so
Absolutely, Deets. She absolutely realizes what's about to happen. Yeah, she knew going in. But here's the one thing I will give Julia. She did answer this question, and she did say that, yes, before she went up, she knew that Steph would be joining them. Originally, it seems like it was just scheduled with Julia and Jay, which would have been fine. But Steph came in too. And there's a whole lot of interesting things about how her number got there. Jay says this morning that she kind of connected them. So I don't know. There's a lot of weird shit going on here.
or Julia's. All dogs are just bred differently for different things.
well, I mean, the
but
different
we
type,
can-
the different type of dog does it differently and can be more efficient, right? Like the bloodhounds with
Correct.
certain things
Correct.
tell
Because
us
they have
how long, like, if you went back out there, you said you got the scent at the road. I heard that last night.
correct on the curb.
Could it still be there?
It could. Well, I don't know now because I heard there was bad weather. I have not been
So is that a drink?
following exactly the weather
Or
forecast
is it a
out there.
cigar?
But I heard there was a lot of rain.
Mm-hmm.
So that can hinder the possibility. But also if they have the scent,
Tequila. Da, da, da. That's all I can think.
it's like I said, it's like a photographic picture in their mind. So if we go back to the same place and we take them to the same place, I cannot guarantee that they will pick up the same smell that they
Mhm.
had initially. But again, it depends on the on how the
What did K-Bell say?
everything is out there as far as the rain.
Someone in
Um,
Hendersonville just commented, our schools were all closed. We had so much rain and flooding in Hendersonville.
and
But
that's
if you guys can still get a scent from Seth, possibly, you might be able to go to other locations maybe where they have tips and stuff. And see if you guys can pick up anything.
I hope so, because that would be the only
Yeah, like the trail's
deterrent.
probably not gonna lead you to him at this point, right?
Isn't that interesting that the content creator who knows nothing about dog handling whatsoever is the one that's leading this conversation? Do you hear how she's leading her away from certain answers? Julia knows she's full of shit. Histrionic personality disorder on full display, in my opinion. Thanks for everything. Please just find Sebastian. ARG333. Thank you for the super chat, and I agree. Sebastian should be the forefront, and it's really disheartening. Like, y'all, please understand I'm not laughing at this situation because this is so harmful. All I can do at this point is kind of find some humor in some of this because I want to scream and cry most of the time because this is so frustrating. This is a 15-year-old child who is missing. And every person who has gotten themselves wrapped up in this and involved in this has done so much damage to an active case. A missing child who is still out there somewhere and deserves to be brought home. Every missing child does. So please don't take me giggling or making jokes that I find any of this funny, because it's not. It's just a coping mechanism. And we all have to kind of laugh because this is, at this point in time, it is so fucking frustrating. And unfortunately, we have a crazy week ahead that's already starting out. Trey, thank you so much.
Yeah.
You're gonna be more like going to specific places probably and seeing if you get anything.
And it's
Yeah.
so hard.
It's like a needle in a haystack.
Yeah,
It
and
is.
sorry, Steph, I didn't mean to talk over you.
No. Go ahead.
I was
Please.
gonna say, just like somebody asked me that earlier about dogs and like water rescue. So our can do water initial search, but the way I compare it to is, this is what I said earlier, like I train in all kinds of weather conditions, and for some like state dependence, like Texas, I don't know how often it snows in Texas, or I'm not familiar, but like if it snows, I take the dogs outside. I'll do like even one run of a track or something like that, or do like a square, like a box, like put something out there for the dogs if I can do a square track. Morph them into like working a bigger track in different weather conditions. And same thing with my sport dogs.
Aaron, that's a very valid point.
That I do, like the Schutzum with the sleeve. Like I take them out and I train them in the rain. I'm like, because I don't want to go out in the field, because I know we're getting away from scent dogs, but even in the sport world, being out in that field and your dog just being like all like, because it's raining, it doesn't want to, like, that's just like so it's just like it's interesting how that works. But I mean, I train my dogs for the rain, and this is why, like I mentioned earlier, so when it comes to rain and everything, so like right now when it's dry, you're operating on like a straight track, like A to B, and whatnot, the dog down with the nose thing, shit thing. But like this is like, there's different studies about this, but like when it rains, and like I think I commented this somewhere, when it rains, like everything washes down. What happened? That was weird.
That was weird. Are you there? Can you hear me?
That was weird.
I completely froze up and it kicked us all out. I'm sorry.
For a second.
Okay, Jasmina says right now, Jules posted on X. Now my personal Facebook has been disabled. This is absolutely ridiculous. This is absolutely absurd. Clearly, someone does not want me to assist in finding of Sebastian. See, I am so sick of that shit. I am so sick of these narratives that they continue to do that people don't want them to find Sebastian. I'm sorry, but I can't overlook this shit.
So did I for a second.
We're back.
That was
We're
weird.
back. I know. I'm telling you,
That
it's
was
this
so
solar
weird.
flare. It's weird.
Blame it on the rain. That's all I can think when you said that, Revival.
We're just gonna say it was Gators because it was, or Bellatrix. She did like some sort of a Harry Potter curse. But anyway, what was the rain? So like when the water washes down, like I've seen some dogs. Steph, I don't know if you do this with your dogs, but like I'll do like boxes. So like I'll have a box, and like if I'm laying I don't like to lay my own tracks all the time. Like, and what I mean by that, everyone is straight tracks. Like I'll have someone like kind of like, whether like in dirt or grass or whatever, like I'll give them something, they'll walk a track out, so the dog has to go and find, they follow the person's.
Well, first of all, what would Facebook have to do with her not being able to search? What would her Facebook being disabled have to do with her not being allowed to search? Can anybody answer that to me? Because I'm really concerned. What does that have to do with anything about her searching? Why does she have to have a Facebook for searching? That should not matter one bit, right?
Track to whatever the person or whatever's out there, like for fugitives, there's usually a decoy laying down at the end of the track. Sometimes what I'll do is I'll have the person like hop, so like they'll walk 5 feet and then it's like a gigantic like jumps. They jump like however far they can ahead, so it's not like straight. There's like a little bit of a disturbance because I want my dog to problem solve. I want my dog to think. I don't want it to always be easy because I'm sure Steph, there's some, if you look at the Danilo Cavalcante search patterns, it was out there. I don't know if they took it down for core purposes. One of the dogs was like showing at the track. What's that app that they used? It was some app they should for the dog track. Like some dogs were kind of going like diagonal or straight, but then like Yoda, when he went into the woods, he did this like weird loop thing to go in and around. Like everyone trains their tracks differently. Kelly, I honestly don't know. It changes.
I have a question for both of you guys. Is there something that the dogs need or you guys need that they could send you? That's from WSU Mom Kim. She says, I appreciate you.
Just your prayers and to let us go back.
Okay, I just went and looked for myself, and it does say. So 57 minutes ago, she said, 56 minutes ago. Okay, hold on. Let me go back it up. An hour ago, she says, number one, I will not be doing any further YouTube panels in regards to the Sebastian Rogers investigation. Great idea. Number two, I will be proceeding with search efforts with Canine Gator and Canine Ara. I think that's a great idea. There's plenty of areas that could be searched. I'm positive there is. Doesn't mean the only person I owe anything to is Sebastian. You owe Chris and Katie an apology too for helping Steph continue on these panels, in my personal opinion, but that's here nor there. Then she says 56 minutes ago, see what I mean with this relentless bullying? And she tags Coffin Doffer, Web Sleuth, and T-Rev, and go forth something. Then 58 minutes ago, she says, why are people seriously spending time reporting my business to Facebook? My film production business has nothing to do with this investigation. I didn't mind channels talking about it this morning, but seriously, knock it off. Don't y'all want to find Sebastian Rogers found? Please stop. Are you fucking kidding me? First of all, us pointing out that you said you're so transparent and have nothing to hide. This isn't bullying you. Wendy, thank you so much. Wendy says, I'm sorry, these people are acting as if this is some sort of scavenger hunt. None of this is okay. Yeah, this is crazy to me. And then she goes on to say 8 minutes ago, now my personal Facebook has been disabled. This is absolutely ridiculous. This is absolutely absurd. Clearly, someone really does not want me to find or assist in finding Sebastian Rogers. Your account and page will be disabled. She's got this little air thing. Because someone has reported you for not complying with the terms of service. If you believe this looks fake. I'm sorry. I'm going to show you guys this. I'm outside, so don't mind me. Oh, shit. Hold on. Let me take this off. I'm sorry, but this looks fake as fuck. This looks like one of those things that comes to your email or your inbox on Facebook that looks like the spam ones. That looks fake as fuck to me. And I'm not saying that she did it. It's usually you get these messages and bot type stuff. Oh, that's a lovely angle. I'm gonna call bullshit on that.
And be safe. And that they allow us to continue.
And not bullshit on Jules thinking it's real, but I think that's a spam thing. I think that's a whole spam thing from Facebook. I don't think that's legit. I hope she looks into it because it doesn't. Those come all the time. I get them all the time on Facebook.
To help find him, because I know that
Ooh,
Julia
good
probably
question.
knows that well-trained bloodhounds, you know, are a very good service to the police departments in locating missing or lost persons, and they help apprehend fugitives, and they're because of their background and their sense and the distinctions of, you know, being the only breed whose testimony is like they are
Their background and testimony. What the fuck? I thought we were talking about tequila.
how should I say, they are admissible in court. So we have brought our bloodhounds in to help put people away, especially.
So her bloodhounds have put people away. The Chewy bloodhounds have put people away. They're multitaskers. They put people away and pose for ads. And by the way, those are the freaking cutest dogs.
When sniffing out narcotics and stuff like that. And I believe I told you about Rico, the racketeering and stuff like that. So we have been able to use.
So the dogs sniff out the Rico on racketeering?
Our bloodhounds to put people away. And our bloodhounds do.
This is when you can tell Jay is getting text messages about the reality of how bad this is.
Go after gangs and all that. Because where we live, we are not too far from the San Onofre, San Diego border, which is near.
San Diego has a border. You mean the United States Mexico border? Is that what you're trying to say here?
The Mexican border of Tijuana, and a lot of tunnels are made over there, including like Arizona.
She's watched documentaries.
San Diego, all the way down to Riverside, California. So these tunnels that's what they use in order to pass these narcotics through. And sometimes people get caught, sometimes they don't. There's different things that happen the way they need, dogs. That's where dogs come in. I don't go out to these because, again, this is something that my husband does, but the dogs are so well trained. And I think that that's maybe what I need to get out there, is that I, to a certain extent, help my husband. But because he's had 45 years of doing this, and this is his second round of dogs that they have helped capture a lot of narcotics that are being brought into the U.S. illegally, and we are afraid.
All right, so one more time, she says her husband has been in law enforcement for 45 years, but this time she says he's only had 2 teams of dogs. 2 teams of dogs in 45 years. Canines usually, and I'm surprised Julia didn't call her on this, they don't work in service for a long period of time. They have a very stressful, what?
Sometimes that something's going to happen to them. I don't know about Julia, but if your dogs sniff out, the narcotics, which is
Bree, thank you so much. Bree says, is it just me or is she trying to channel MGL? Her whole vibe just screams Molly. Kind of, yeah.
We talked about that earlier.
Did you?
And do you carry Narcan as well?
Narcan. We carry Narcan.
I carry Narcan. especially when I go anywhere in a big city. I always have Narcan on me. Does that mean I'm a dog handler because I have wrinkles and fucking Narcan on me too? Just call me fucking Canine Becky. Like,
Yeah, somebody
you
asked
carry
that earlier.
you carry Narcan, right, Julia?
Yeah, I
Okay.
carry three. Two for
Three?
my dog and one for me. Two for my dog and one
everyone should carry it.
for
Yes.
me. But even if I'm doing like an event with like Marley, my explosives canine, like for like the Phillies game or like a Super Bowl, then like I carry it with me anyway because I know she's sniffing for bombs, but people do weird stuff when it comes to like. So like I carry Narcan regardless. Always
Fucking just call me canine nonsense at this point.
always two for my canine and one for me.
Sniffing out the bullshit.
So even with my explosives dogs, because you don't expect them to stumble upon something, but that doesn't mean they're not going to. So
I'm laughing at your dog. Show that baby. Show that baby the crease in the curtains. He's
Ara?
back there. Yeah, Ara's back there.
Jules' dogs are beautiful. They are beautiful dogs.
I sent you the video of Loki opening the door, by the way, so everyone can laugh at him. Yeah, Trisha, she does like the window. That's Are you having trouble? She's so smart, but she's so like, why are you looking at me? Look, you want to talk? Now she's looking at me. Now she wants me.
He's like, that girl help me.
I am helping you. Look out the window.
He's like,
She
what?
now she wants me. There she goes.
Oh, baby.
She's so precious.
I'm kidding. Yeah,
You just
she's a good
needed a
girl.
little assistance.
Well, it's dark over there with you, Jules. What? It's dark over
Yeah,
there.
I'm in Pennsylvania, so I'm like.
Oh, okay, okay.
It's dark here too. I hope I can see the
wow.
lights tonight.
Steph, somebody asked you a question. They said, "How did your dogs react to CP being so aggressive and demanding you leave? Were your dogs out with you when that happened?" And Allie, yes. At a CVS,
I'm sorry. What was the question again?
How did your dogs react to CP being so aggressive and demanding you leave?
Oh, it was my husband took care of it. It was fun. He's like, you know what, let's go. It was hard. They were onto something. So when they're onto something, it's hard you need the strength to pull them away.
Mm-hmm.
But originally she said that she was handling the dog. The dog was tracing something and her husband came around the corner and confronted Chris. You guys remember that? We watched that part of the story in one of her recent spins.
And
yeah.
At that point, I think my husband was so upset that I usually help with one. He got all full, I mean, I'm not,
No, moderator, to all of our knowledge, no, she was never in Tennessee. No. All of it at this point is made up. There is no proof whatsoever that she ever left California.
I lost weight, so I'm not as comfortable taking two at a time. So, when my husband took them, my husband has a method of where he pulls them.
I know of many female dog handlers that are tiny, and they control the dogs. That's why the dogs are trained.
It's like, let's go. It's time. Let's go.
Mm-hmm.
And
APRN, you should be able to. Yep, you should be able to.
They were almost uncontrollable because they were onto something. It's like, wait, let us do our job. Why are you guys taking us away from what we're supposed to be doing?
I mean, technically, he disrupted your track is what he did. He disrupted your dog's track, and you had to pull your dogs off a track they were on. So, like, that's like, what's that chart? You've probably seen it where it's like positive, negative.
Positive,
like,
negative.
You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, it's like that's that reinforcement basically because of his actions. Just like, I mean, that people like anyone can look this up. I mean,
Yvonne, are you trying to get somebody to argue with you in the comment section? Because it doesn't seem to be working. If you don't like the facts, I don't know why you're here. I really, like, you can sit here and talk all you want. Nobody's engaging with you or arguing with you. If you believe this shit and think that this is credible and don't think how much this harms cases, you probably don't belong here to begin with.
To think scent detection works all positive, and like, I mean, my dogs wear prong collars when I walk them just because, like, again, I'm like little, but also that's what I've trained my dogs on. And I'm very I went to like a class on how to properly use it because some people I know are weird about, prong collars. But scent detection's all positive. It's all reward. They're finding something, they get rewarded for it. Like there's no handler dog conflict, if that makes sense. Like with like apprehension work and whatnot. Like you're literally just like like when you're training, they're getting the decoy, and then you're literally telling them like for our house, just to like it's like going and taking her off. So she's losing her. Like she's not like. Like I let her have a ball when she finds something in odor, and she walks around with it usually. And she literally does a victory lap. It's so funny. Watch. She literally carries the ball around. It's like here's a funny video real quick of Loki. Somebody has to regret something.
Thor, fire in the hole.
I regret teaching this dog to
Hey, Allie.
open the door. Now, if you watch, he uses his nose to open a deadbolt. So it's like a latch and it's a deadbolt, and the deadbolt is locked. He uses his nose to watch how this little dude does. Yeah,
I gotta slow that down
awesome.
a little bit. Watch.
It's awesome.
That's Loki. Like see how there's like a little knob down.
Yes.
So there's like the big deadbolt, and there's one in the middle. He uses his nose to flip that so it's standing up straight. So
Wow.
He's so smart. Like it's just like see, he literally uses his nose to open.
Bree, thank you again. You said I own a working dog. You absolutely cannot allow them to decide. Oh shit, I went too far. Hold on. What their job is. If you do, they are above you and they are in charge. That is bad. Yes. Motor City, I agree. Like if Julia and Bree, thank you. If Julia is Yvonne, I'm the reason they fucking knew that she was a fraud. Otherwise, you'd have been spoon-fed this shit for longer. So you can check your shit because I'm the one that actually called this fucking fraud out. You're welcome. Have a good day.
It was cool at first until he started.
God.
Okay.
That was when I was in like apartment house and like it was cool up until he got out in the hallway and was running around, and that's
right. But
Yes,
you know what? They are great. We had a German Shepherd. His name was Killer.
Oh yeah.
And we loved him. He ended up getting cancer and he passed away before he bit my lip off.
Oh fuck! Here we are.
Because I spooked him. He was laying out in we were moving, and he was laying at the foot of the door, and I scared him when I just flung open the door because I had these boxes in my hand and I was ready to go, and he literally like jumped up and grabbed his hand, or put his hand up like this and ripped the top of my whole lip off, and my lip was on his hand. So I had like, I think it was about 10 reconstructive surgeries. So my upper lip is entirely, redone.
God damn, your lips look good for that much problem. Seriously.
Look at that.
But they, no matter what, they're the best dogs. Like I spooked him. Don't spook him. Don't spook them. Like
that's kind of an out of hand canine if you spook him and he bites your entire lip off.
Yeah.
You got, and I was new to it. I was only dating my husband at the time. I knew nothing about this. So I was brand new to all of this. So
that's awesome. Thank you for sharing that.
No, it wasn't the dog's fault, but
even though there's not any scars, it doesn't look like, but again, can't really see.
As far as really quick, just going back to the way
there was a missed opportunity. Yvonne, do you think stuff's real? Do you really think stuff's real?
Dogs feel when it comes to bloodhounds, they don't smell fear, they sense fear. So it's a mixture of like a trauma sweat. It's a mixture of smelling sweat and other chemicals that are combined with like when you interpret your body language and other movements.
Yeah, and that's what I was
Just
asking Jules about. I wanted to show her some video and walk through it of the Chris Watts case of the dog
Mhm.
sniff there. It's really interesting because they were looking for like signs of a fight or some kind of a scuffle or something like that, and it did detect in the basement. But then people were saying, he worked out down there. Could it have been sweat from him working out that the dog picked up on? Or would a dog know the difference between, okay, this is kind of a weird question, but let's say a couple has an argument in bed and the husband, unalives her in the bed. Would that be a different, if you're talking, sweat and things like that? How do you know that they just didn't have sex? Like, what's the difference in the physical? Like, how is there, like, can the dog figure out the different physical things that were going on? Does that make sense at all?
I'll let Steph answer that one more so because like there's pheromones and all types of stuff. But I'll let me let Steph. Steph, if you want to answer that one, maybe you have a better because I mean I don't. I wish I had a better answer for you, but I know there's like the pheromones and a bunch of other stuff involved. But Steph, if you're more familiar with
do you
that,
mean
maybe-
are you yeah, because if I have a mild form of ADHD, so if you can
Here we go. More excuses.
just kind of reword that.
so
for me.
so do I. So it's okay. It's okay.
No, so like if the dogs are in the house and they're looking for, signs of a fight, like a
Mhm.
husband attacked a wife situation, how would they be able to tell in a bed, like if it happened in the bed, if people just had sex in there or if there was an unaliving?
Oh, it's hormone levels. They
The
can
specific
tell.
hormones. Okay. So it wouldn't even pick up on like somebody having sex versus the hormones that come out when there's an unaliving.
I'll crop it and zoom in on her glasses and see if we can see what she's watching. I'll do that later.
Oh yeah, they can detect
Mhm.
menstruation versus, because of the hormone levels, and they don't have any scientific like concept of what's going on in your uterus, but they are trained to,
Detect those hormones.
detect those hormones as opposed to something
It's interesting.
or something else going on.
It's
So yes, they can. And someone asked me, I believe it was yesterday, if they smelled blood, if they picked up a scent of Sebastian's blood. No, they did not. They did not smell any blood. And bloodhounds are also trained for water tracking. They can pick up diluted scents in water.
Yvonne, I don't. Never mind. I'm just gonna let you run
all day long.
Just all over the place.
And like I said, we have a certain amount of time to where we're losing time. We're losing times.
Well, I mean, you already lost time because these people, after the cops started searching, didn't do anything. I mean, they literally did.
They didn't do anything. What's really frustrating about this is Seth was there alongside Chris and Katie for the first 3 days.
Didn't do anything.
We
didn't even see their faces for over a week. So it's like
German.
So much bullshit.
German Shepherds, I believe it's and like Belgian Shepherds.
Yeah, can dogs smell? Like, let's say somebody put a body under a slab of concrete, whether it be in a basement, whether it be a driveway, something like that. Would your dogs be able to sniff that out?
Ours can.
Ara would. Yeah, Ara would.
So in a basement foundation, like if you're in the house and you're sniffing around inside. Wow.
That's why they're very
they're
sophisticated, and they have highly sensitive scent membranes.
Oh, Lord.
And again, the swooping of the airs, the smell that they take. And that's why I think, like German Shepherds and Bloodhounds are so sometimes underestimated as to what how they can contribute and how they are excellent in their sensing ability.
Well, Julia showed us a couple videos of her dog sniffing out fentanyl and sniffing a car. I mean, amazing stuff.
One of the high profile cases I remember going to, which really intrigued me, was and maybe Julia, you're probably too young to remember this, but it was Jay, do you remember Scott Peterson?
Mm-hmm.
So we went down to Modesto
Really?
and helped to get the scent her body leaving the home and going to the marina. So we were
Wow.
down there for about 3 days.
So are you the reason why the Innocence Project is involved?
Doing that. And we've done a lot of other cases here, a lot of high profile cases.
Stephanie's not real. Stephanie's not real at all. Not at all. Everything she says is a bunch of lies, just so everybody is aware. Everybody knows factually that she's full of shit. Yeah, she just lied about North versus South.
You know, that have happened in California as well. So, you know, we are always determined to help. And like I said, my husband was the one who found out about this. I didn't. I had no clue. And it was his idea to go down there and to do all of this. So I can't take any
This is a
credit.
good question, hun. For Steph. Was it crowded with people when you went to the house? Was there a lot of people there? And would Katie have a reason to not stay home by herself and search? Did it feel unsafe?
When I saw her face was red. She really looked like she was crying or had, you know, some trauma going on.
Mm-hmm. She speak to you?
No. It was just the look of a mother who had been crying a lot. That's what I saw. Who had been crying a lot.
Like this?
Yeah.
Yeah, how fucking funny, right?
No,
I mean,
without
really,
without that face, she was very red. Her eyes were very bloodshot.
Mm-hmm. Well, I just wanted to say something about this.
This is the mother of a child that is missing. So fucking funny, aren't you?
Zoomed in on this interview, you know, because I was making a thumbnail. So I wanted a picture of Katie. And this is when she says, I don't know why. And then she pauses. Her mouth is like down like that. And then
she walked out the front door.
And then she says, I don't know why he walked out that door. And then I zoomed in on this and I saw what looks like she has a black eye. And I see a bruise.
She does not have a black eye.
Down here on her jaw.
Fucking shadows. Oh, that's right. You're such an expert at your goddamn zoom ins, right?
Line. And I think that Chris may have beat the hell out of her, or, you know, I mean, listen how he.
And again, blaming Chris for domestic violence.
He talks to you guys and all the other women on this platform and everybody he's come into contact with. Imagine how he speaks to her.
Yeah.
And maybe
it's Mother's Day tomorrow, you know, Katie. It's Mother's Day tomorrow.
Yeah, you should be ashamed of yourself, Jay. So should Slimy.
And if it's something that happened that was an accident, and if she's feeling, you know, remorse and that could cause her to cry and to be the way that, you know, have those feelings is, you know,
I mean, there's no telling why she was crying. I mean,
what did I do? And now what do I do when I have a husband who's, you know, who's this way towards me, and maybe she, you know, who knows, but she.
Ange, brand new to me.
She did look, I guess this was in the first, you know, first week. So she said she had been crying on and off for a month from a video that I saw. And yeah, you can only cry so much. But you know what? You can also be out there looking for your son and telling your husband to stop turning people away. And maybe she can't.
I mean, fucking wow. She's going to take the opportunity to say that Katie shouldn't be turning people when you weren't even there, you lying sack of shit.
Say that because she's afraid to. And if she is, then she needs to run to a shelter herself and get out of there.
I mean, she's had ample opportunity. I mean, she's been alone with law enforcement.
Mhm.
And my suggestion to her is tell them what you know.
Mhm.
Put an end to
Something's
this.
not right. Or I think what got me the most is when Chris was asked,
Okay, y'all, it's gonna turn sideways, and I frankly have had enough. I don't know about you guys, if you want to hear any more of it or not.
what do you think happened to him? Well, I think he walked out, and correct me if I'm wrong, he said, I believe he walked out that front door and he vanished into thin air.
Poof. He said poof, he vanished.
Uh-huh.
They didn't fucking wreck her, Yvonne. I wrecked her. I wrecked her. I have done multiple videos detailing all of her lies. I called this out. They don't get credit for shit. They knew during this, ignored it, deleted super chats, deleted comments, blocked people, bull fucking shit. I actually had to come live during it so it didn't continue to spread. So you can take your bullshit of they set her up to out her. No, they fucking didn't. No, they didn't. I've had enough of this shit today. Okay, we're going to look at this one video right quick. I want to show you. So many of you know that I went on panel with Brittany J yesterday for a quick hot moment. The reason I did it is because she wanted to ask me questions about the Mark W situation. I have no problem answering questions to anybody because Mark W is a problem. We can look at that if you'd like to this week, but I was nice. I don't, again, this ain't personal for me. I talked about what I know and I moved on. But one thing that I noticed in that conversation was it was all about her. Poor Brittany, poor Brittany. Meanwhile, Mark has involved himself with an active missing child. Pretended to be people, pretended to be the stepfather of Chris, all of this other stuff. It is purely disgusting that you attempted to turn it into you. But I have no problem being decent because, again, it's about the bigger picture for me. Factual information. I don't know who her mods are. I just find it really funny that we'll talk about that later. But I want to show you how she talks about me when she finds out that I'm correct about something.
Are genuine, and there's other people that are genuine too, but right now this is about you. You're genuine, and I have you.
This is 2 videos ago.
And Nana.
Thank you.
And I know I'm not showing my house because one time I did that. I showed my house. You remember that? Didn't even know I was doing it. People are like, hey, a little bit, you're showing your house.
I personally don't know who Mark W is. He's gone by a bunch of different accounts. Granny did a video though and talked about Foxy and I don't know who that account is, so I can't really, but I would go to Granny and she explains her experience and how she figured it out. I still don't know anything about this Foxy and the Boxy person.
I think I showed a little bit more that night, but probably more so tonight. I don't show anything, but tonight maybe I will. I just want to say, I think you're awesome. You're great. And you just keep doing what you're doing because look, everything that has been happening is coming out right now. People do show their true colors for real. And that's what's happening. So you just do what's on your heart, Brittany. It doesn't matter if you please anybody. Who cares? Who cares about nonsense or whatever? I scroll now and I see nonsense. And when I see her, I was like, maybe I'll dip. And I'm like, you know what? That ain't even worth my time to dip in because you know what? That stuff, and I'm not slandering anybody. Maybe I am. I don't know. But I'm just saying, I'm standing up for my girl. And if that means slandering, I'll do whatever. I'm just saying that you are real. You are true. My husband's trying to tell me something. Oh, he's going to shower. Okay. I thought he was going to say, hey, you should probably get off the phone. But,
oh, I might have skipped 2 forward. Hold on.
Okay, make it.
Hold on.
Oh, hold on 1 second. Do. And then we'll move on. Let me turn off these stupid, geez, man. It takes me forever to go in here. Let me turn off these.
We got a different timestamp.
My, you know what? I just realized I didn't even. Give me just a sec. I'm so sorry, you guys. I got to go turn off these things.
Mom.
Because it's been one.
Yeah, can I get your phone?
Because it's going to. All right. Okay. All right. We'll talk after the live, Christian. Let me do this. All right. Let's get into this. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I'm sorry. We're really getting into this now. Let me pull up this video. I'm going to drop the link. How many of you put a one in chat if you've seen that video? If you've seen that video where Tony is basically saying that ties are severed. Give me just a second. I dropped it in my mod chat today, so I'll have it. Hold, please.
Dang, $46 for that?
I appreciate you all for being here. If you don't mind, please take a second, click the thumbs up. It's greatly appreciated. If you like what we do here, AWBJ, please consider becoming a member. It helps us more than you guys know. So much more than you guys know. As you know, I do this full time. For those of you that might be new here, I do this full time, and it's because of all of you all that I'm able to do this. So please consider joining the green team today. That's an incredible way to help us out. You literally keep the lights on here. I mean that. So that with that being said, please consider joining the green team. Also, another great way to support the channel is if the mods want to drop my links. I have Cash App, PayPal.
Okay.
But with that being said, please consider joining the green team. And it's not expected, but it's always appreciated. I'm absolutely very surprised about what Tony said. I guess I shouldn't be after everything that was said. But it just seems like this is just a never-ending cycle. The way that Chris was talking to those women is just absolutely disgusting. I would not get behind him. I would absolutely not get behind him. I'm going to drop the link in chat if anybody wants to join. We're going to watch this video. I want to go through this. We have actually a lot of stuff to get into tonight. I want to do phone calls with you guys. I absolutely want to get into the phone calls. I am so sad too, JC. Kitty Catty says, doesn't make any sense. I support any and everyone that comes out to help. Yes, me too. Yes, a lot of Tony has gotten a lot of hate. I don't want anybody to get any hate. Let me give me just a second. Hey, Nana.
Hey, it was just a misunderstanding, and let's all just move on.
Okay, sounds good to me.
Yep.
I can't deal with any more stuff.
Yeah, let's all just move on.
Sounds good to me.
Words were said. They said what they had to say, and let's just all move on.
Yep, sounds good. I'm doing a poll now. Do you?
Let's just move on. Move on.
Think Tony is a? Do you think Tony is beneficial? Sorry. Give me just a second, guys. Beneficial for Seth. I'm just going to be honest with you. Like, it would not be fair to expect Seth. Like, Seth, this is the way that I look at it. To all these people that are defending Chris Proudfoot, have you guys heard them? Oh, no, I turned it on. Have you guys heard them say anything? Has anybody that's defending Chris Proudfoot, have they addressed at all that Chris Proudfoot lied about the dog handlers? Because to me, that's pretty telling. I'm just going to be honest with you. And
actually, that's not factual, and that's pretty sad because he didn't lie about the dog handler. But there's another spot. We'll just fast forward because this is taking her forever. So let's go to 106.
I'm telling you, aside from him, threatening and calling all these women names and stuff like that, this part right here gets me because he lied through his teeth. We heard Julia come up here. Everybody, we heard and saw what they said on Jay is for Justice. Hey, Busby.
Yeah, I don't think it was Julia that cried. It was Stephanie.
Julia cried too. She got upset too. Yeah. When Julia cried and Stephanie. Both of them. Just Stephanie was a little more emotional about it. But Julia, she got upset too. I find it funny.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. I find it funny that Chris Proudfoot won't call in to any male YouTube lives at all. Well, I mean, probably what's his name? Gray Hughes. I'm sure he will him. I keep seeing Seth's side or Chris' side. What don't you people get? There's only one side finding Sebastian. Okay, it's not about Chris or Seth, but Chris is sitting here lying. Do you not understand that is Sebastian's side? Chris is literally sitting here lying, flat out lying, that the dog handlers turned him down and said that there's nothing they can do. Those dog handlers are what we need to find a scent to have some general idea if Sebastian walked out of that house that night.
Just so you guys know, this live stream was after I exposed Steph as a fraud. 3 live streams exposing Steph as a fraud. And again, her mods were watching because Starlight clipped me talking about my wrinkles. That's why I'm playing this.
Because as of right now, we have nothing. I'm sorry, but you have to look at the behaviors of the people around him. And the last person to see him was who? Katie Proudfoot. You have to question these things.
Exactly. I mean, when the parents that live in the house that he disappeared from will not let you come on their property and search, that says a lot.
No, it doesn't. It says that it's been investigated over and over again by law enforcement. But why would they be willing to let somebody from Seth's ultimate team in their home? I wouldn't either. That's sketch as hell.
Seth has no control over that. Seth didn't live there. So maybe that's why we're saying somehow some of us kind of side with Seth on the fact that his hands are tied. We need Katie and Chris to step up to the plate.
I'm just going to call this for what it is because I am sick of seeing this in chat.
Go ahead and call it for what it is, Britt. Go ahead.
This shit nonsense is peddling about these dog handlers. She's been going for 3 days.
Really? Tell me you didn't know. Tell me you didn't fucking know, Brittany J. Tell me again that you didn't fucking know, that you didn't have time to do your homework. You knew I had done 3 fucking lives pointing out the lies. She tells you right there. But just wait. We're not done yet. Just wait. I was nice to you yesterday because I was waiting to see how you would spin it. I got you.
She claims that she's about victims and their families. But my God, she has caused a circus. If you think that you're helping Sebastian in any way by riling up the public.
Really, bitch? Really? By riling up the public with facts, with the truth, that you entertained a fraudulent piece of shit and made people think that she was portraying Chris in this light, that he kicked people off. Get the fuck out of here. One thing, we'll never be in the same arena. I've told you that before. You don't need to continue to hope for some peaceful resolution because I can play nice because, again, it's not personal to me. If I have facts about stuff you're talking about, but this type of BS right here, and then trying to act like you wanted me to play nice with you, I helped you out because I don't give a fuck about anything but the victims. Mark is fucking with victims. Mark is pretending to be Chris Proudfoot. I don't give a fuck about you. I give a fuck about the victims. Say again that I'm not for the victims because I show it. I don't just say it.
Against the dog handler, something's wrong with you, lady. I've never in my life. Where's the proof that they're fake? Show me proof.
Mom.
Funny, it was already out.
1 second, y'all.
Just wait, we're not done. I got another one for you.
Janet, that's true. Seth doesn't have any say on somebody else's property.
Where's the
Their
proof?
hands are tied.
My God, Jules, why are people listening to nonsense? Where's the proof that anybody's fake?
Why are people listening to me? Because I'm factual. Because I do my homework. Because I don't have to tell them what to believe. I show them. They don't have to believe me. They're not listening to me. They're listening to these people's own words, your own words.
To prove of that, y'all just act like she's God's gift to, like, literally, this woman is claiming that she's for the victims, and all she's doing is causing drama amongst everybody in this chat and in this freaking whole case. It's why come in so discord and drama?
All I have to say about this is let them women come back, let them search that property, and then let's all make a decision on that.
Robin, Julia, I'll talk with you in a little bit. Just let me, all I ask is just let me get this this stuff, like let's go through this and then we'll talk with Julia. I just don't like what I'm seeing right now. All this hate is not helping us. Hate begets hate. We have to come together in this for the sake of Sebastian, please. And my mods are deleting stuff, Angels, because
for the sake of Sebastian. So just continue to let me host fraudulent people who are lying about the parents of a missing child. Make it make sense.
They're trying to keep it respectful in chat.
Absolutely.
It's not fair that people are getting so much hatred. And listen, I haven't had a chance to look into anything. Give me time.
So this was 2 nights ago.
Cherry Blush, I do want to see the proof. I absolutely do. Well, yes, y'all just got to give me a chance. Listen, my kid's school was called on Wednesday. I haven't told anybody that. Well, I mean, I said it. Okay, I'm just going to put it out there because fuck it, it's already out there. I got a lot going on. Somebody called school. Okay, somebody called the school with my kids. All right, that was Wednesday. I'm not going into detail about anything.
Sorry if that happened, but again, I have no proof that all these calls are happening to people's schools. Truthfully, not my concern. I would never do that. Don't encourage anybody to do that. No need for that. But
I have not had a chance.
She's getting a lot of shit because Nonsense had already proven that this bitch was a liar. So people are telling her that in her chat, and she's pissed off. So you see how the emotional manipulation goes and twists right there.
I've been going through the ringer on this, okay, and I just need some time to catch up, if you will. But please, I'm asking you for the sake of my nerves and everybody else's. Let's just yes, JC, it happened. It's disgusting, and YouTube has perpetuated, and it's just too much. Okay, and I want to do true crime. I don't want to fight. I don't want anybody to fight.
Yeah.
Cassie. All right, here we go.
Okay, now I'm going to fast forward it a few more minutes.
I'm sorry I have to talk tonight on here. My hands are really bad. My lupus is flared, so it affects my hands.
It's okay. Misty, you're okay. I'm sorry that you're hurting. Misty, hey Kelly J. Missy says, thank you so much, Missy, for the super chat. She says, Chris bullies folks into getting them to do and not do what he wants them to do. Folks, we got to stand together and stand up against Chris, and Chris Proudfoot's a bully. He's definitely a bully. I mean, there's no two ways about that. None.
He is a bully. And you know what? I got his bully right here. He needs to contact. How do you contact me? I'll show him his bully.
Really, I'm here for myself, no one else. Getting
Disrespecting
rid of
people?
who, Angel? Who's getting rid of anybody? Well, I'm confused, Angel. What do you mean getting rid of everyone over this? Who's getting rid of anybody? I don't know what you're talking about.
So they're threatening Chris, calling Chris a bully. Okay. Let's continue.
Yeah, he's I'm not calling him stepfather or stepdad. He's just Katie's husband. I agree with that, Jazz.
Oh, that's good.
So now he's not even Sebastian's stepfather. He's just Katie's husband.
Good. Katie's husband. I like that, Britt.
All right, here we go.
Right.
Let's play a little bit more. Yep. So how can anybody defend
that line of communication's open back up? And I don't know.
We'll see for how long.
Yeah.
Okay, now let's go forward a little bit more.
To state that he is a liar, Cassie. He is.
Yeah, because he's a narcissist, and everything is Chris's way, and Chris is right with everything. I mean, just listen to it. It's, and I'm not being against Chris. I'm just saying it's evident when you listen to the way he talks and what he says. It's evident.
So you're diagnosing him with narcissistic personality disorder? Okay, Nana. Sure.
It's right out there in front of your face.
Yeah. Yeah, that is true. Yaya says, when you have a split family with children and you have to fill that paperwork out, always put all the parents, family members who are able to get info. Maybe Katie didn't. We don't know. I don't know. He is a big liar, narcissist. Angie Beth. I just don't know how anybody can defend his actions or his words. Honestly.
In my opinion, I had a problem with the way he talked before. But this conversation here, I don't have a problem with him anymore. I'm done. I'm done with him. I mean, the way he
I'm sure he's not going to sleep at night because Nana's done with him.
Talked about Chloe and the words he called her, the C word and everything. No, that is so disrespectful and just showed his true colors. He showed himself.
Meanwhile, it's okay to continue to disrespect the mother of a missing child. Okay, cool. Let's continue on because it just keeps going. And we've got one more to go through too. Don't worry, I'm not going to make you suffer. I went and did my homework. Because people are like, why would Becky be nice to her? I knew what she was up to. This happened the night before I went on panel with her, you guys. I'm not stupid. I can be nice. It was Mother's Day. I don't wish any harm on her. But one thing you won't do is continue to smear me because, bitch, I know what I'm doing.
People were offering to give her money.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so I'm just glad it came out before people were, getting their money taken away from them for nothing.
Right.
When I see people like that, I like to check on them.
Yeah, absolutely. See, I think too, another thing, maybe, like I said, I've had a lot of personal things happen in the last few days. So I had not even had an opportunity to listen to her anywhere else. I didn't even get to finish the interview with her on Jay's.
Meanwhile, she told you in the beginning of this that she knew that I had been live discussing this. Again, I told you one of her mods clipped me. So they absolutely knew this was coming down the pike. And instead of doing her homework, she's making excuses for didn't have time.
And so maybe I would have, I will tell you this. I will tell you all this, including you. When she said that the dog alerted, and then everybody in chat was wanting to know, including myself, like, well, where did he alert? Where did he alert? And I asked her, and she said, oh, in the grass, off in the grass. I'm like, huh?
You didn't say, huh? You were like, oh yeah, perfect.
And another thing, she said it was by the garbage can.
Yeah.
Well, how did she get on the property when Chris didn't want her there?
Right. There was a lot of things.
I started putting two and two together. It's a shame, but there's people out there that'll do it even for attention. Maybe she has mental health issues. Who knows?
Yeah.
But don't do it at the expense of a little boy missing.
Exactly. Absolutely. It's just.
And I want to wish you and everybody a happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day, sweetheart. I appreciate that. That's so nice of you. Thank you. I hope that you are you a mother? If you're a mother, I hope that you're going to have a great day.
I have 3 sons. I have 3 sons. One is
that's
two are here and one is in North Carolina.
Oh, really? I'm in North Carolina. Isn't that something?
I'm going to be down there in October. He's getting married.
Congratulations.
Why would you tell people where you were if you cry about it tomorrow?
Yes. I really hope that
Yeah, lovely.
Is that your youngest son?
No, my youngest son only lives about 4 blocks away from me.
Okay.
My other son lives.
So she better not complain about her location. I didn't know where she lived, but there's one.
And she's like, oh, I'm the biggest. And then it all became about him. And I was like, okay, this sounds a little weird.
Right.
And she didn't know what she was talking about. She just didn't.
Well, when she did that and she kind of gushed over him like he was a celebrity, y'all, I'm just being real.
Totally.
She gushed over him and I was like, hold the front door. And I told my mods in the chat, I was like, what is going on here?
So she just shamed me in this very beginning of this video. I'm so terrible for calling it out. But now people are popping on her panel, calling in and saying she's a fraud. And she's like, well, I was saying to my moms.
Well, I was afraid to say anything else because I was just like, the chat was like, oh, be nice. And I wasn't being mean. I was just saying something's not right here. This just doesn't make any sense. And just sounded odd, It just didn't sound legit. I just got a bad feeling from it. And oh my gosh. So I don't even know what happened. I missed the whole thing tonight. I just got on, but I saw that that's what happened. And I don't know.
Oh,
so
girl, let me read.
She has no dogs. Did she even make that flight? Do we know?
So the pictures, listen, I don't believe anything. Yeah. I'm just going to be real because if you lie about one thing, you lie about all. And so let's go to Jace. Hold on.
Okay.
She actually told her chat that she was upset with how they were treating her guests.
Jace for Justice. Because I have everybody in chat come in tonight trying to tell us, and bless my mods. And we didn't know because obviously you got to vet things before you just run with it. So I haven't had an opportunity to look in anything because I've got a lot of things going on. So then Jay just posted, Quinny sent it to me. And sure as you know what, Jay's like, hey, I got to pull back. This girl, the pictures she put out were a lie. Hold on a minute. I'm going to read Jay's post. I can't. She's tried to come in my chat a couple times. I'm not giving her any more panel time. I mean,
but I was so horrible for pointing out that she was a liar.
And what did she lie about her husband and everything? Remember, she said he was in law enforcement. Then she said he was a PI, and I'm like,
is any of this true, you guys? Anybody that knows about this? Like, I'm gonna dig tonight after I get off.
Yeah, because she even said that he had these major cases. Remember that he said major cases. So yeah, just weird.
El Chapo. I'm gonna be real with you. Like that is my red flags went off there.
That first night, me and Jake Kels were like.
Her red flags went off, but she still shamed me.
Like I think we were like speaking. Yes, we were speaking in like coded language in chat together, like so we didn't get like blocked, but we were like, wah, wah. Man, I knew that like the first 5 minutes. I was like, look, this lady's supposedly married, and I was getting a whole vibe from like her and CJ. CJ wasn't doing anything, but like there was a vibe there, and I'm like,
he's like, I'm tired.
It's just like CJ, and I'm like, man, what the.
I get so sick of listening to this shit. You guys hear the deflection and shit she's doing. Let's see.
Like he didn't know what to do. He was like, like he didn't know.
CJ acts like he's
Sucks.
uncomfortable.
Look,
Man.
I'm glad I'm glad you
God.
didn't. I'm glad you didn't put me up because that would have been a hate video the next day. I
I
would.
want to know that too. Who is this chick? Who's she really? That's what I want to know. Like,
Man.
who are you going around like messing with people's emotions and And then somebody said money might have like people were
If you
offering to
want,
give her money.
if you want my opinion on it, I think that she's a like a true crime YouTube content fangirl. Like I think she watches this content, and that's why every time she goes up on the panels, I was listening to her for a while, and she knows so much about like all these different creators, and she was like fangirling about them all, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't know, it was weird.
What is that? Diana just said the way she was drinking tonight doing the live panel. Was she on tonight too?
Oh yeah, she was on Jay's tonight. She was on
Jay's?
Yeah, she was back up on.
She just pretended that she didn't know she was on Jay's, but a few minutes ago she said she hadn't finished watching Jay's. Brittany, you're terrible at the lies. Stop.
Jay's tonight. Well, earlier, yeah, like this evening, like around what time was that? Like, but it was a long live, dude. That thing was like 4 hours, and she was up there. Yeah, she was up there a good long time, and I turned it like halfway through when she got up there because Julia was up there first for a long time, and it was really good. And then, unfortunately, this girl came up there, and I'm like, nah, I gotta change it. I don't want to listen to her
Shame
crying
on
again.
you if you listen to this. Seriously, Steph, or whoever you are. You don't. There are a lot of people in this community who have put in a lot of blood, sweat, and tears for Sebastian. And how many nights, y'all, have we went without sleep here, bringing awareness? And then not only that, like forget.
How many nights have we went out without sleep? Meanwhile, kicking Katie and Chris every single day. All about her. Poor her, bringing awareness to Sebastian. Well, spreading rumors and speculation and nothing but straight up blatant lies. But sure.
What you did to us. Shame, putting shame on his name like that. Like, you did nothing. Why? That's almost like stolen valor or something. You know what I mean? Like, it's gross. You literally come in and take credit for going and searching for a boy, and like you say that your husband has all these credentials, and y'all are just like, and then you like, let me tell you, I don't like the Proudfoots. I don't like the way they disparage Sebastian and talk about him. And
never happened, in my opinion, not whatsoever. They've never mocked him. They've never disparaged him. None of it. Brianna, thank you again. Yeah, this is all just a crock of shit, but I wanted to show the difference between me and her because a lot of people were upset. I had intentions. I can be nice. I went up there to discuss the little bit of information I know about the Mark situation. I have no problem telling anybody that. I don't care. Again, it's not personal for me. This is about what's happening to the family of a missing child. Mark is impersonating being Chris, impersonating being a neighbor. That's problematic for me. But she thinks it's so personal. No, I see what you're doing. I see all your games. We'll never be in the same arena. I will never kiss your ass. I can be casual with any stranger. But this is why we will never be one and the same.
Impede on the investigation. They do impede on the investigation, not letting people come and search and all that.
So now she goes back to Chris and Katie are impeding on the investigation of their own missing child because they have chose to not allow somebody in their house on Seth's team. Make that make sense.
But you don't lie on them. We don't do that. Like, they don't deserve to be lied on either. She just straight lied on Chris. I'm not.
I think at this point we're like, we're so used to stuff coming out of left field, like left and right. Every night there's some new circus act coming out. But the person I feel really, 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 really bad for is Julia because she's actually, and you know how much like I'm lazy. I don't like putting in effort. So I keep imagining every time I see Julia going up on a live and telling her stories and showing her credentials, I'm like, this is about the 5th or 6th time that she's had to go up there and talk for 2 hours and say the same thing. Like,
she hasn't had to go up on panels. Nobody's been forcing her to do so. Let's go a little bit further. There's a couple more spots.
Right about this dog handler, but
how would she have gotten it right like so early on before anybody else did?
Well, I mean,
oh, hold on. Let me back this up. I want you to hear what they're trying.
Made up the whole dog thing. You know, my bad. I just wanted some friends, and then you'll be good. And she could come back, and we're not going to like talk crap about it. If she apologized, like, yeah, but I mean, if she came out and publicly apologized and tell everybody she made it up, and she didn't collect, now she collected money, then it's done. You're done. But like, if she didn't collect any money, and she said, "Look, I'm sorry, I was just trying to be relevant, whatever," then that would be the bit that, at least something that would be a good move.
She legit just come up and like the way that like she was crying and
You're nicer
something's
than I
wrong.
am, Remy Joe.
Something's wrong.
You're a
Something's
lot
wrong.
nicer than I am.
Yeah, because maybe I'll come around at some point, but like, how dare you manipulate me and our friends and everybody here? Like we were Emmy. We were sitting there telling her how bad we felt for her. We comforted this chick and was telling her how, wow, your husband and you, like, y'all are doing a great thing, and you guys are hell. That makes me.
I remember at one point, Brittany, you're like, boy, my chat's not being very nice. And I was like,
I said I was disappointed. Yeah.
I was like, okay, we have
me and Jay Kells like heard you say that. And we're like, oh, and we kind of got quiet at that point. We're like, abort.
Right, abort. We weren't being mean though. We weren't making nasty comments. We were just being realistic. Like
we were doing the eyeball sideways, looking like,
something's wrong here.
Something's going on.
Something's stinking. Yep.
Yeah. Jeez.
God, I just can't believe she did that. I can't.
And
you're gonna go delete that damn live.
I was feeling bad for her dogs.
I don't even think she has any dogs. What are you talking about?
I'm sorry, Cherry. Cherry's like,
I was like, oh, we're definitely kicked out of this.
Listen, y'all, lesson learned. I'm sorry to all of y'all. I'm just gonna start watching.
I was watching I was watching the live on Jay earlier, and I'm like, she kept posting. She's like, and these are my dogs, and she looked like a Nigerian scammer, like trying to sell puppies online. When you come across that puppies for sale and they're selling, and you see, and it's like.
So her chat, these people sit in her chat and they knew she was lying, but they were afraid of being blocked. So they never spoke up. They had to speak in code so they wouldn't offend Brittany, even though she was letting somebody lie about a parent of a missing child.
Like some calendar poster images, like it looks like they're like perfectly staged, like an Olin Mills glamour shot of puppies. And you're like, wait a minute now, that doesn't look like it was taken in, that's fake. But that's what she kept posting.
Angela Lesser's telling me to let her. Okay, Angela, you better be glad I love you. I'm gonna leave it up 2 days.
Let me
got 2 days. You got 2 days and then it's down. I'm gonna go put a disclaimer on it though, for real.
Put it, and then you gotta wonder.
I just wonder. And how can I say this? I want to say this, but I'm just going to be like a read between the lines thing, because I don't, how. I wonder if, man, I don't think the Bowersock to put her up to it. I can't jump on that train. But what if somebody put her up to it so that a shit show could happen, so that there would be so that there would be content to make fun of, if you know what I mean.
You're fucking sick. First and foremost, if anybody has anything to do with this, setting this up for fucking content, she is smearing the father of a missing child and lying about it for no reason.
Oh, never mind.
Oh, could be.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, oh, look at these clowns talking to this fake dog person. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah.
Could be.
Robin, I'm still gonna say this, okay? Listen. Nonsense might have got this one right, but that woman is not a good person.
Nonsense gets a lot of shit right, actually. That's kind of factual, though. Again, not to toot my own horn. I get shit wrong just like everybody else does. I'm human. But in this situation and many others that you don't like blatantly lying about petitions and billboards, all that shit too. By the way, have you donated to any billboards yet, Britt? You done anything to help Sebastian yet, Britt? I'm waiting for you to show it.
Y'all, everybody, watch with your own, go where you want to go. I'm not telling y'all to sub to people or not to watch people. She might have got it right about this dog handler, but
how would she have gotten it right like so early on before anybody else did?
Because you walk their fucking words. You walk and you listen to their words. It's not fucking hard.
Well, I mean, y'all did.
Well, we got it right before she did.
Okay.
That's not true, but okay.
Oh, no, I don't pay attention to her channel.
I don't either. I didn't even know she knew. I didn't even know she knew.
I didn't either, so I don't.
Yeah, I had exposed it for 3 days in a row. Didn't you hear Britt and her shaming me in the beginning of this?
Oh, but I'm just saying that, it could have been, put into place as like a bait, and to see who would take the bait. I don't know.
Right.
Is she the one that figured it out? Because I'm glad somebody did, at least, before it got worse.
Well, with her, it's kind of like she agrees with everything that's against.
I agree with everything.
Stuff, so she just
That's against them.
got lucky this time, kind of thing. In
I just got lucky this time.
my opinion.
In Brittany's opinion.
Yeah. Yeah.
She's like pro Proudfoot and all that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. You know,
I'm pro Proudfoot. No, I'm pro the parents, including Seth, of a missing child. That's what I am.
Lately, and because my mom was getting on the side of, well, everybody's being so mean to Chris, and nobody's being taking up for, they're always taking up for Seth. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to listen and just get my mind clear. And then that came out, like, where I was going to listen to the both sides again, because I'm like, maybe I am being too hard, like in my own mind. Then the whole other phone call came out. I'm like, yeah, no, Mom, sorry. And then now she's like, oh yeah, he's a real one. So now we're both back up. Not that I ever left the side, but it was just not that it should be a side, but you know what I mean? It was just ridiculous. Like that call. Holy cow. Holy cow.
Yeah. Well, the moment that I my fire ignited in my hatred for Chris Proudfoot was about 10 minutes into the first interview, and I've held on to that feeling ever since. And I'm sorry, but even if he's innocent and this is all, I still would think that he's a piece of shit human being, regardless.
Okay. Now we're going to switch gears here. Let's go to last night. Let's take a look at what she had to say. Now, remember, I had gone on her panel to try and help her understand what I knew about the Mark situation. That was it. That was all. No other need. Okay. Let's hear what she has to say about me.
Nonsense smelled from the jump. I think her lives are what made everyone question it, to be honest. I'm not a fan, but I saw the info and stuff and agreed. Well, I told y'all last night, y'all know my feelings on nonsense. But when somebody's right, they're right. I'll give credit when it's due. I can be an adult and do that. Doesn't mean I have to, I still don't think what she's doing is beneficial to our community.
Still doesn't think what I'm doing is beneficial to their community. It's not about you, bitch. That's where you miss it. It's nothing to do with you. Let's be very fucking clear. The me, you. No, there's victims here. There's a missing child here. It ain't about you. And I will continue to expose everybody that continues to mess in the missing child case. And no qualms about it. But let's be very clear. This ain't about you.
But
especially what she made up about me.
Yeah, the lies and
what I made up about CJ.
No, not cool at all.
Oh yeah, poor CJ. You don't have to lie about CJ, not at all. Yeah, this ain't your community. This is my community. Sorry, the island's mine, and you're not welcome. Neither are your mods. Truthfully, we don't want dumb twits around here. Because if there's a fire, God, we'd all have to fucking scramble to save your asses.
Contradictions.
Yeah.
But, somebody, Katrina says something. Stephanie Sotka? Is that?
You can't even fucking get the name right.
The ex-wife?
No. And then they just continue to put out misinformation. That was her retraction now. But I want to show one more thing here. Let's go forward one more time. Give me 1 second. Because that was her
being sheriff in California,
admitting that I was right.
I wouldn't do it.
And then Steph comes on. Not Steph, Jules. Jules comes on at the end of this.
We were a threat because our bloodhounds can.
So they're listening to Brittany's live that she did. Brittany did this live over here, and they're listening to it, going through it. And Jules comes up on panel, and during this, she says some pretty interesting things. I don't want to listen to Brittany, period, point blank, end of story, because we just aren't even in the same arena, and I have other things that I need to do. So you guys can watch that if you would like, but it's very interesting what Jules has to say. But Mr. 150 PPP, I made a community post for you. And if you continue to make veiled threats, as Kyle said, buckle the fuck up. Show up. Come to Arizona. Since you like to drive around and cry, come here. He'll handle you. Because the veiled threats of I'm going to get mine from a male and all this other stuff, first of all, you would have to be a man for me to consider you a man, and you're a little bitch. CJ, stay in your fucking lane. And Brittany, I hope you continue to like looking like a dumbass. It is what it is. I know, nothing personal. Not at all. But as the 8 Ball says, are you going to continue to be a piece of shit? Yes, definitely. I mean, the 8 Ball's never wrong, right? Let's see, one more thing. Are you going to ever improve? Outlook, not so good. And that's that. Any questions today, friends? Should we go over the whiteboard one more time? Oh, I should do a short. Okay, let's wrap it up with our notes. Let's wrap it up with our notes on Stephanie. So Stephanie, this is called The Calling. God, I'm getting sick of doing this. Just a girl with a heart. Sad but true. Stephanie is 52 years old, born May 17th. We don't know what year, but she's supposedly 52. She is from Newport Beach, California. That is okay. She is a dog handler who also flies drones. She's a ex-24-year RN trauma ER nurse who had her lip completely removed and has had 10 reconstructive surgeries. She is a dog handler with four bloodhounds that moonlight as Chewy ads. They also have 4 Shar-Peis. They're just family lovable dogs, though. Don't worry about them. They're just, there's only 9 left in the United States, aka thousands of them. But according to her, they were extinct at one time. She flew to Tennessee on a private jet, but she hadn't flown since Kobe incident with a helicopter. Her house is as secure as Fort Knox. It's wired and good to go. They own a towing company. They own a security company, aka software company. She's got 2 grandbabies. Her daughter is a plastic surgeon. I'm sure that's who fixed her lip. They offer free services for the Bloodhounds, but they don't have social media. Her husband is such high ranking with law enforcement because he's worked in law enforcement for 45 years. He's 60 years old. He has got to know people like El Chapo, who he got to fly with from California to Colorado to the Supermax prison. He also hung out with Richard Ramirez, the Night Stalker, I guess. Charles Manson, they're buddies too. And don't forget, Lacey Peterson. They were the ones on that too. Her husband got that. She calls CJ a man. That's why the biggest red flag of all. She's got a lot of feelings, cries a lot. She had to take time off and they had to stay in a hotel. Must have not been a 5-star, probably a 2-star. That's probably why she's got bed bugs that make her itch. I don't know. Anyways, she likes to drive a lot on California freeways. She talks about a lot of things that makes no sense. She says she's an MUA on IG. She likes to shop. She also highlights or moonlights making potato salad. We don't know what kind. We don't know if it's got relish in it or raisins for any difference, which would be fucking weird. Don't put raisins in potato salad. That's fucking gross. Gross. She likes to get Botox. Her hubby travels a lot. This was her first time on the internet. She doesn't even know how to work this. This like popped her YouTube virginity. She's like the 52-year-old virgin on the internet. I don't fucking know. She comes from a long line of military service. Her grandfather passed away at 93 years old after a long military career. Her father-in-law was in the military, 8 family members, and unfortunately 1 family member died in the line of duty. I don't know any of that. Question that. It is. Her daughter is 1 year older than Julia. I don't know why she knows how old Julia is, but the internet is also the gateway to hell, according to her husband. And he also has been with her for a long time. So he seems to have developed a condition called sleeping with one eye open because he doesn't truly know what he's fucking married to. That pretty much wraps it up. I'm sure I missed a lot of stuff, but that pretty much wraps up our stuff for the day. So Stephanie, fraudulent. Just a reminder of who is on the team. So when you're watching this show coming up right now on Pascal's, you remember who the team is. The team for Seth has had a lot of problems. Dolly and AB are just over here. Don't mind them. We don't know where they go. Okay. They don't really belong anywhere. JLR and Magnolia are definitely on Seth's team. Then you've got Tread Time, who came in and did the Nina interview. Chloe, the PI, backed out today. We don't really know why. Brothers Underwater Recovery is an RSO who should have never been out there searching. He was once associated with Narc Divers, who is no longer associated. They had a brawl at a gas station over a hot dog or something like that. CJ's out here crying about a fucking little Smoky that he can't find. T-Road 757 takes a lot of call and doesn't really know his head from the hole in the ground, but hey, whatever. Pascal going to be hosting Seth with some more misinformation tonight. Don't miss it. Heather, the PI, checked out a couple weeks ago after she recorded calls and released them to people. Then we've got Terry, Lynn, and Charlie out there wandering around in the woods. You know, they're going to save the world. Then we've got CLL, Crime, Lies, and Bullshittery, who brought on the fake neighbor. Then we've got the lab, who held on to a recorded phone call and released it the same day that Chris had court starting. Then we've got Seth's mom, Robin. Robin's all over the place right now, but that's a grandma and going through a lot, just like these parents are. I'm not going to really say much there. Tony out here flirting with girls on TikTok, acting like he's doing something to help kids, when in reality, I think he's just looking for some gifts or something else on TikTok. Justin on TikTok should have stayed on TikTok, because that man can't get anything right, but he's good at self-promotion. He's written 2 books, and he actually has a podcast nobody knows about. Then you've got Steph, the fraud McFraudster that we've just watched. Jules, yes, she's a legit canine handler. Her credentials are real. Thank you for your service once again. But when you lay with dogs, you might catch fleas. And then you've got the little additional crew here that picks up all the misinformation and just turns and twists it into anything they want. That would be Slimy, Spanky of Clutch Those, Revival. I almost called them their name. You know what I'm talking about here. I'm going to get in trouble. Then you've got Brittany out here, who Becky's the reason. Poor nonsense, so evil. How horrible that she's correcting misinformation that could impact a child's case. Then you've got Jay for Justice out here making every excuse, not taking any of your credit. Accountability. By the way, you owe Chasing, what was Chasing super chat? Probably like $5, but you owe her interest and it's accruing on the daily. So I would suggest you send that back to her, because Chasing didn't deserve your shit. She was looking out for you. Anyways, then you've got Bullhorn Betty. Who knows what the fuck she's doing? The bleach has fried her head, her brains, and everything else. And then you've got this lolly girl out here that's lollygagging along, trying to act like she knows something about something, when really she has personal vested interest with my boss. And I love my boss. $4.99. Interest is up to at least $5.01 today. Okay. I mean, interest is high right now. Exactly. Give her money back. Lolly has been encouraging people to call in to the mayor's office, because the mayor has nothing to do with a criminal investigation or an open investigation or any investigation, but call the fucking mayor's office. Sounds like a brilliant fucking idea. She hangs out with a girl that wears a headband and combs her hair forward like Donald Trump. I don't know anymore. Okay. That's what I got for you today. I can't wait till I have a bigger whiteboard that just sits here, so I can just, instead of looking like a fucking Vanna White. It's like 8%. If we're making up the rules, Tracy, we can just say that it's 500%. I hope you guys all have a wonderful evening. I'm sure I will see you over on Pascal's in the comments, where we'll all get blocked once again tonight. And I really hope to God Seth doesn't release these CPS records, but I have a feeling that's what's going to happen. Smiles, I love you too. Thank you so much. I hope you guys all have a great rest of your day. I will probably see you back tomorrow, maybe for a fun live. If not, I will see you Wednesday for sure. Stay safe out there. Keep your helmets on. And we got a lot of shit to get through this week, because the shit show has never ended. And we're not even, we just keep adding props. More and more props. Thank you, Sammy, so much. Thank you. Chasing, you came right back at the good time. You didn't miss much besides headaches. All right, y'all, I'm going to play you out. Have a great rest of your evening. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for all being so kind to me. Thank you all for the support. And thank you to my mods and everybody in this comment section, the island, all the other creators. You guys, this is why I'm pissed, because it takes a village to correct these narratives. And thank goodness there's so many of you that continue to have these conversations. This isn't about me. Like, I don't want credit. I just want them to acknowledge the fact that they fucked up and they won't take any accountability. But you guys are the rock stars out here that continue to have these conversations and continue to push these things. You guys are all appreciated much more than you'll ever realize. Have a great rest of your night, and I will see you soon. Let me find my exit song.
How do I say goodbye? Glad you came. Closing time. Hit the road, Jack. You don't have to go home, but make
make the best of this test and don't ask why. But you can't stay here. Hit the road.